Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 455 live. Welcome to our new journey in the next evolution of the Archiverse TV. Welcome back to the Archiverse 4.0. Tonight we're going to kick things off a brand new era with a championship tournament. We're going to have ourselves a championship gold rush tournament for the Wrestle Wars World Wrestling Championship. It is going to be absolutely fire. Kicking things off with the Legends Championship matchup. Of course, you all know Hulk Hogan won the Legends Championship matchup just a short spell ago over at YTD Academy. Going to be challenged by The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Of course, we're going to get to the dirt sheet, see what's going on there. Lots going on with the sale of the WWE WrestleMania just took place. Lots to discuss. And, of course, we'll get into a list or several. The great Glenola from the Glenola-verse will be rocking and rolling with us in just a short bit. And I believe if we are lucky, we are going to get to have the great Froggy Mothlegs join us here at the broadcast booth and enjoy the tournament. It's going to be a great evening with some great folks. But again, welcome back to the Archiverse TV. Welcome to our new journey, the Archiverse 4.0. We're ready to fly high. We're going to get things rocked and rolling here just a moment. Again, we are just waiting for the great Glenola to join us. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get my dashboard open. I have no idea what you villains are up to, if anything already. But hold on, give me a moment. All right, there we go. What is everybody doing? How was everybody's evening? Whether you had Easter weekend or you did not have Easter weekend, it doesn't matter.
Hi,
how is everybody doing? John in West Texas. What's going on, John in West Texas? How you doing tonight? How was your weekend? How was your day?
I'm well.
In, specifically. You're well? Fantastic. Welcome back.
Hey, John.
Are you excited? Yo, Lil, what's going on?
Glenola has
Lil is in the house. And the great Glenola with an invasion of two villains. Jay North, what's going on? Welcome in. Welcome back. What's new and exciting? What's going on? Six villains already showing up.
Happy to be back on here.
Are you guys ready to rock and roll? Legends Championship matchup to kick things off in an 8-man championship gold rush tournament to boot. Should be an entertaining evening if you've been paying attention to YTD Academy. The matches have been off the hook. Absolutely stellar. We've already had our first set of championship matches. We've crowned new champions over at YTD Academy. Tonight, we look to crown our first Wrestle Wars World Wrestling Champion of the new era. But before we get there, I got to figure out how everybody's doing. How was everybody's weekend?
What'd it do?
The great Glenola in the house. What's going on, Glenola? Welcome in. Appreciate you. The co-host with the most.
Wish to welcome you back,
the Glenalians are rotten little bastards, treacherous creatures, if you will. They are not welcomed. Nor is anybody amused by the Glenalians. But anyways, Froggy Mothlegs, I believe you're in the wrong spot. You're in the chat room. Well, actually, you're having tech issues.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Froggy, you don't know how to work that thing yet?
I can hear you from downstairs, SMH.
Clubsy O says, man, I can hear you from downstairs. Well, you've come to the right place then. That's how it works here. But anyways, Jay North, how you doing? Clumsy O, how you doing? Welcome in. But anyways, Glenola, you were playing Mech Wars.
Mech Warrior 5.
Mech Warrior 5, to be specific. And how did that go?
Well, it was going okay. I was having fun.
Yo, Life, thanks for the sub.
I can
10 months in a row that they have subscribed to the Archiverse TV. Thank you, Life. Appreciate you. Kyle Riley's already been rocking and rolling over at YTD Academy. Did you watch his match? Actually, matches, to be fair. He's been in more than one. Have you watched the matches?
Just finishing up the showcase.
Janor says, good, just finishing up the showcase. Life says, I sure have. What did you think of Kyle Riley's new look, by the way? Froggy says, phone being a bit of a see you next Tuesday. Actually, he put see you next time. You reset your password because I can't be bothered. Nice. I never reset any passwords if I can help it. Sometimes it is necessary, though.
I guess his phone forgot what the password was.
But anyways, did you get any tasks completed? Tree of Knowledge or Rotten Fruit? Holy Jesus, you're starting already.
Yep. But now I
Good God, the villainy.
did a few missions, but yeah, the last mission I did cost me a ton of damage. Lost 3 mechs.
How long have you been playing that?
Oh, it's been now for a month.
For a month? Yeah. See, I haven't really been. The entire time I've been on my sabbatical, if you will. I really haven't been on Twitch a whole lot or YouTube. I kind of just stayed away from it all until I was finished with the rebuild and ready to. I knew I'd get the itch if I was on other people's streams. I'd get the itch, and I wasn't ready. I didn't have half the stuff done. I still have some work to do. Like I have to, like all the tag teams, both men's and women's, are completed. Everything is ready to roll as far as our shows. Of course, that's something we'll talk about in a minute because we did have one show that changed names. We really haven't had time to talk about that. I believe we might have mentioned it, maybe in passing in on Discord, but maybe did we? Or was that that might have been in the lily pad though?
I think you and I talked about it.
Yeah. So there's that. So we'll discuss that. But
Just some point here in the near future, you and I need to discuss a tag team idea I've got.
A tag team idea. You know what's funny about that is Froggy actually said something about getting together with you and somebody. Maybe he said, Froggy, who did you want to get together with and discuss pretty much the very same thing?
Has anybody heard from Boss?
Leo the King's in the house. Has anybody heard from Boss? No. No, this is my first time live in almost 2 months, Leo.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I've heard from Boss for...
No, it's been a while, short spell. I mean, I spoke to him... I'd have to check, but I'm going to say a couple of weeks ago.
Glenn and you.
And he said, I don't know, he said something about not having time to be on and go live, etc. I don't know. I'd have to go back and check the message. I forget exactly what he said. I know he's got things going on. That I know.
Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, Froggy, we'll get together and talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
But
you want to talk to me about it too? I mean, I don't care what you guys do. I mean, it's whatever you guys... Speaking of which, I do have to finish setting up the factions. Like I said, tag teams are completed. However, I have to go back in and basically it's going to force me to remove people from the faction so that I can set up the trios entrance for when the faction actually comes out and then re-add the member I have to... It's quite silly. I don't know why they didn't fix that. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, why am I having to create teams twice? I mean, if I can import a show and an arena, why is it again I can't import...
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Why can't I import the teams? It makes no sense. I got to create them twice.
They still don't allow a whole faction.
No,
but anyways,
I have an idea for a possible tag team that could really blow things up.
Interesting. I am intrigued. But anyways, Life says they still don't allow a whole faction, and no, they don't. That's the funny part. Here we are. We have war games where you can actually have factions square off, which, by the way, I've recently come to discover that they want you to hold that in an NXT arena at all times. I do not like that. I do not like that.
I did see
How dare they oppress my creative abilities?
Possible way to unlock a Cageless War Game.
A Cageless War Games. That would be a lot like the World War III setting almost, except for without 3 rings and 3 different settings. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Something I saw on YouTube.
Interesting. Alright, so... but no, they don't allow for a whole faction entrance yet. I don't really know why, considering, again, this whole game was supposed to focus on tag teams and factions. So, I'm stumped on that one. And there's little tiny changes they could make and, you know, update the game with it. You know what I mean? I don't know why they don't... like, sometimes I wonder, like, who is it that sits in amongst the board and comes up with these concepts but doesn't think of the little things like that.
Trio or nothing, I
Right?
guess. Laugh.
Like they know. For instance, can they not finally come up with a way to get around the whole copyright infringement issue? Like, first and foremost, because they know that we are going to create content with their game, and they know that we're going to stream the game, right? They know this. Right? So, and by the way, each and every time I run a show, now I get it, I'm creating my own wrestlers, or our community is creating wrestlers, and we're putting them in the show, and I create my own belts and shows, and blah, blah, blah. Matters not. Every time I go live on Twitch or YouTube, doesn't matter, I'm literally advertising their company as well as 2K, but yet I can't even use the entrance music given to me to utilize as I utilize the game that well, actually, I didn't purchase it. I did not. Actually, our community, for those that don't know, our community for the second year in a row was actually gifted with WWE 2K23. Last year was Complete Geek TV, streamer from YouTube and Twitch and other platforms that he streams on and does giveaways and all the great things he does. This year it was Soul Embers. Soul Embers gifted our community with the game so that we could continue to improve and have bigger and bolder shows. And of course, as always, we went bigger, badder, better this time around. It's going to be interesting. I will say there's a lot of things about this
Let's not pretend there aren't
game
large
engine
factions out
I
there.
like. I was afraid they were going
head of the
to
table
basically
has
give us
four if we
22 with a
don't
couple
take G out of it.
upgrades, and they
Yes.
actually did an overhaul on it in many ways, so I'm quite impressed. Although it was weird because as I was trying to rebuild into the Archivers 4.0, I literally had to keep doing updates. I was like, oh my god, I haven't even gone live once, and here I am on my third update. And they were not small.
That's just...
They were not small.
Sometimes, Sammy.
You just said something that blew my mind. Archerverse 4.0.
I know, Archivers 4.0. Isn't that crazy? We're in our third year. We're actually, I've already got ideas in my head because December, and again, just like this past year, we'll do it before Christmas because that was a much
I don't
better
know if
audience.
Sammy
Remember when
counts.
the first year, we were competing, like we didn't do it accurate, but we were competing with New Year's and crap, and we still had a pretty good showing, but that was a bad idea. But you tend to make bad ideas when you first start. It's kind of you gotta crawl before you walk, but we just dove right in head first and didn't check the depth of the water, so to speak.
I've been here just over 2 years.
Yeah, it says you have been following the Archiverse TV for 2 years, 17 days, and 15 hours.
Yeah, and we're already at 4.
Already at 4, yeah. So, how cool is that though? You've been following me for just about the amount of time you've been on Twitch.
I'll tell you what though, the one thing I do miss from 1.0
broke my nose in the process. Laughing.
the promos.
Life says I've done that before, broke my nose in the process. What did we say? I'm lost. Hold on. I gotta go back now. We should ban Life for making me go back and read the chat. We're in the middle of a conversation now. I gotta go back and see what's going on. Life, how dare you?
I've been saying that to Life for years.
Hey, Froggy, what's going on? How dare you sneak into my ear? That was kind of scary, actually.
Well done,
Nothing like
Froggy.
having an amphibian swim in your ear. Actually, my wife knows all kind of a little bit that. I may or may not like her ear at times. She secretly likes it, though. That's why I do it. It's just, I want to make sure she feels attended to.
Oh!
Of course.
I don't want her
dove into the
feeling
water
unloved.
without checking the depth.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. All right. Good Lord, Life. I wasn't even thinking about what I just said. I thought maybe we missed something from the chat, but no, we did not. But I did miss this. What did you say here? Like, let's not pretend there aren't large factions out there. Hell, the head of the table has 4 if you count, before they had more than 4, right? They had Sami Zayn in there. Paul Heyman, the Usos, Solo. But if we don't take Jay out of it, there's Roman, Solo, Jay, and Jimmy. If the math is correct, is that not 4? It is indeed 4, yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, And not to mention, since what? 20? You could have 5? But yet still no option for a faction entrance, nothing. You literally get stuck with the trio entrance, and unless they fixed it, what happens is 3 come out, and the other 2 just magically appear like David fucking Copperfield's in the area. It's wonderful how that works. So anyway, Froggy, how you been? It's been a hot minute. I mean,
It has been.
I took a wee bit of a break, didn't I?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people were like, oh, he's not coming back.
Oh, he's off forever.
Yeah, he's off forever. What are we going to do? I had every intention of coming back. I was just taking my time. I've been enjoying life, I'll be honest. I mean, I got out of a bad situation that I was stuck in for a very, very long time. It went back to a life that always treated me very well, and things are beyond fantastic. I can't even explain it in words. I was saying to, actually, you and I have talked about this, Froggy, already. I was just saying to Glenn, I said, it's like something right out of a romance novel. And if somebody else were to tell me the story, I wouldn't even fucking believe it. I was like, okay, yeah, you're fucking reading novels. Good for you. You know what I mean? It's just not something that happens, but it did. I'm living it, and it's an experience. It's kind of surreal. Actually, I still wake up in the morning and I look at her and I think, holy fuck, she's pretty hot. Well, I've posted pictures, you know. She's just one hell of a sexy woman. So.
And hello, Soul Embers.
Hey, Soul Embers, what's going on? We were literally just talking about you.
The Ember Raid.
The Ember Raid. What's going on, Soul? Invading the compound with one villain. Glenola brought 2, Soul brought 1. People keep strolling. It's a good evening so far. But anyways, yeah, so what's been doing exciting? Anything at all?
Asses in seats.
Asses in seats.
Basically the opposite situation from you. I got broken up with recently, so that's been fun.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but, you know.
Gotcha. So you were in reverse of what I was doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
That's never fun. Never fun.
Nah.
But I mean, obviously, you're here, so you're clearly not. I mean, you seem to be taking it well, obviously. I mean, was this was a good thing? I'm assuming.
It wasn't for me.
It wasn't for you. But it was for her? Or just more convenient for her? Or how do you even explain that, I guess, right?
I don't know. Maybe someone else knows. What does no spark mean?
What does no spark mean?
We dated online for 13 months, and then we went on a trip, and she's like, yeah, we should break up. So...
How many months?
Well, we dated online for 13 months.
You dated online for 13 months?
Together we
Yeah.
And then you got and then you like got together and then it lasted
less than a week.
Less than a week. Good lord. So
Don't take this wrong, Froggy. Usually what that means in that situation is...
Together we will
I
grow
just got a
strong
good
and
look
our
at you.
communities will remain strong by our constant support for one another's endeavors.
Is it too early for a joke?
Honestly,
No.
It's not too early for a joke. Fantastic. So 13 months of online dating, you meet for 1 week, and you scare the bitch off. The sex was that bad?
I'm here lurking.
What is wrong with you?
Okay, I didn't think about that one, Archie.
Hey, you left the door open. You said it wasn't too early for a joke. I mean, that wasn't necessarily a joke, to be fair, I suppose. There's that. But it was more of a...
If you ever tried to have sex on an Amtrak, it's like cat screwing in a Pringles can. It doesn't work very well.
No, I can't say I've ever tried that, but that sounds like it might be how that would go. Do I dare, even for a moment, ask how the hell that came about?
The train, or trying to do it on the train? Because the first thing, I was like, I've never been on a plane before. And she's like, hey, let's take the train. Thought that sounded good.
Oh, you could have had sex in the air. What's wrong with you? See, that's the problem. There's where you went wrong. You chose a train. The plane was the...
I picked the train, not
You didn't
the
spend
plane.
enough money on the pussy. That was your problem right there. That was your problem.
Is,
Way to go.
you can get arrested for doing it in the air.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. There's all kinds of tales about, stewardesses
they
sleeping
happen,
with
but it's
people on the plane. I
possible.
mean, if you're a young male, you should start backpacking across the world. Taking names.
Yeah, there's the grunt.
Curious. You did remember that honeybee.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. If you're young.
I redeemed a tag team title, skipping the rest.
But anyways, yeah. So you went on the Amtrak
Club is very
and had sex on the train where you were terribly disappointing, and she just flipped the bill and took off.
Yeah, basically. So now she's hooking
Did you
up
have
with
dinner at
random
least?
construction workers and whoever else.
Did you wine and dine her first?
Because we were open, but I don't know.
I mean, I applaud the whole train thing, though. I mean, I would so do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're having sex at 300 miles an hour. I mean, that's why the hell not? I mean, it's like, would you have sex on a plane? Yeah. Yeah, I would. On a train, in a plane, back of a truck, on top of a car, floating in a boat. I don't care.
It's like green eggs and ham, but naughty.
Exactly. Exactly. But
Did you ever think about where the green ham came from?
The green ham? I'm gonna guess that somebody left the eggs out too long.
Poor Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy are still looking for their kid.
Hey, Infinite Odie's in the house. What's going on, Oni? Welcome in. Did you invade us too? We weren't even paying attention to the chat room at all. Infinite Odie invaded with 3 villains. Sorry, Odie, I blame Joe Link. Because he just got here too, so we're blaming him. There's like 16 villains in here right now. And we're sitting here talking about Froggy Moth Legs, now lack thereof, and poor sex life.
Blame Joe.
So you chose the train instead of the plane. There was one mistake. So what did you have for dinner?
Well, quite.
I mean, don't tell me a Big Mac, or I mean, we're just gonna kick you off the goddamn broadcast right now because you're just gonna be bad luck at that point.
They actually had really good catered food on the train.
They had really good catered food on the train. Interesting.
Yeah.
And what did you have?
Three squares. So a bunch of stuff. The best thing was the
a bunch of stuff.
Signature hot iron steak.
Signature steak, really? On the Amtrak.
French onions, smashed potatoes with it.
Nice. Great. Did you have gravy? Was there cheese? What about fresh bread?
Cheese.
No cheese.
But there was a really good sweet port sauce.
Really good sweet port sauce. You know what? While we can let's pause this conversation. I think while we get the conversation on the go, we should also get the show on the go. We got a tournament to get to. We got a Legends Championship matchup to get to. The Rock, Austin, Hogan. By the way, did you see Hogan win that matchup? That was very disturbing. And then, not only was that disturbing, because I didn't expect that. That was bullshit. But anyways, not only was that disturbing, I went over to who's Punisher. I believe Punisher was live, so I went over to his show. And Hulk Hogan won his belts, and like a fatal 5. I'm like, okay, so nobody can beat Hogan this year? Awesome. So we'll keep him in the Legends division, and out of every other... Hulk Hogan be walking around with all the belts. Wouldn't that be nice?
Like
Scrap 23, back to 22 we go. But anyways, yeah, I think we get the show on the go. What do you guys think?
Sounds great.
And then we can continue the conversation about your poor sex life and dinner choices on the Amtrak. Because that's quite an interesting conversation, at least for myself.
Of course.
All right, well, I'm going to get the championship on the line here because this is a Legends Championship matchup. Again, for those that are new, Legends Championship matchups used to be held just in YTD Academy. Now it is open to all 3 brands, so it is not a branded championship. It is the only, at least at the moment, cross-branded championship. As far as the pure titles that used to be contendership titles, they are no longer in existence. We have gone back to contract cases, so you're going to see contract case matches, championship matches, and other contendership matches as well, because for some stupid reason, here's something else. Actually, you know what? We'll get the shows because I'll go on a rant. You know I will. All right, so I'll just pause for a moment. We'll get the show on the go, get the title on the line. The Rock, Hogan, and Austin for the Legends Championship matchup, episode number 455.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Live. Let's go.
But steak?
So anyways... Why? Oh, why?
Sogoon the Troll. Together we
can I not have a contract case for tag team titles?
By our constant support
so,
for one and authors and
I mean, there's contenderships for women's titles. There's contenderships for the men's titles. We have tag team titles. But apparently, according to the Money in the Bank rules, you cannot have tag team contenders. Can anyone explain this to me? I mean, there's now 17 of you in there behaving yourselves tonight. Is it because it's the first night back? Is that what it is? Because you're all being very good. It's actually scaring me a little. Would you please fucking stop? Somebody do something. Hey. No, die! What? Failed what? Yo, Honeybee Wrestling with another sub 2 months in a row for Honeybee Red. Yo, Honeybee, did you see your match? Did you see Honeybee? He became the first YTD Academy Women's Grand Prix champion of the new era. Did you see that? And why are you laughing at me? I'm still trying to... I see Swear Jar there. Goon the Troll, I see the Swear Jar. You're not going to catch me in that. Nice try, you villain. Alright. Failed yours. You had a Glenola. That is not funny. Listen, that is not appreciated. Like, we just got started, and you're already trapping me in a swear jar. And can somebody please, AKO Goon the Troll, he tried to do the same thing. That apparently Glenola already did. Thank you for that, Glenola. My wife is rolling over, so I'm sneaking over to give her a kiss. I'm pausing for a second. You fuckers can keep laughing at my dismay. I hate you all.
And introducing the challenger from Miami,
It's good to be back, man. How you doing? Doing good.
Great to hear you again.
Yeah.
I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Some things are just too desirable to miss out on. But of course, the Love Doctor is in the house. So anyways, Archer equals phone butterfly. Somebody won't have to explain that shit to me. Y'all see that? I don't think I did, no. Is it not on? Text-to-speech isn't on?
Without a doubt, furthering his family's legacy as sports entertainment and cementing his own spot on the WWE.
Oh, that's a jar. It looks like you shut your mouth when you're typing to me, life. How dare you? It looks like a cell phone. Well, I guess you can't shut your mouth. You're probably not opening your mouth while you're typing. You keep your fingers still while you're typing to me. Keep those fingers still. I do not appreciate that. I gotta turn that down. I'm starting to hear myself. I was trying to hear if I could, but I guess I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to check that out before Tuesday because I didn't realize the text-to-speech was off.
I'm gonna do something nice for you, Archer. I'm gonna take that swear jar for you.
Hello, did the big boy Elmo drop yet, guys? I heard Elmo finally dropped and no one even cares. Oh, we got Woozy Stalker back. That's interesting.
And they're as good at spelling as ever.
They're as good at spelling as ever. Oh, we didn't even get to play. Somebody have already banned them. What are they calling themselves today? Hold on.
People are too sensitive.
People are too sensitive. Well, people are too sensitive just got pirouetted out onto the street.
People are too sensitive.
Too sensitive. That's right. You are correct.
I only deleted the message first. Now I've banned it.
Double whammy.
But yeah, Archer, I'm going to take your swear jar for you. Because I got to go take a piss. So
wait a minute. You're taking my swear jar because you got to pee?
Yeah. I'm being nice.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that. And as soon as you go pee... Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't. You know what? I see what you just tried to do there, Lenola. Nice try. Very funny. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha. You know what he tried to do there, Froggy? He knows darn well that Goon the Troll slipped another swear jar in there. He tried to get me into the mindset of cursing so that I get trapped in the goo. We should ban Glenola. That's what we should do. While he's peeing, we'll ban him. He'll come back. He won't even know what happened.
He tried to get you to say a word like poop.
Like, yeah, the alternative to poop. That's why I hate the swear jar. It is oppressive. It makes me say words like poopy pants.
And you know, here's the thing. There's the whole stigma around certain words, but a lot of that came from either words being used to curse, like the D word, or words
like
that were just
the D word.
Germanic.
Yes.
Because the Angles want to separate themselves from their Germanic roots, I guess.
Yes.
So
Germanic
being
roots.
anti-swearing comes from being racist against yourself. I think that's how that works.
Life says, did not want that energy. Frig that dude. Nice try, Life. Somebody AKO Life. Somebody AKO Life. How dare she? That's fine. Glenn will come back and AKO me, I'm sure. Well, that would be the hope. That somebody... I mean, it has to be a mod. Actually, I don't even think anybody but me can... I think I'm the only one that can actually AK because Life is a moderator. Somebody made a piss poor decision there. Wait a minute, is piss? That's not...
I'm going to say pitch is okay.
Okay. I think so. I feel like at this given point, Glenola would try to argue that, so we'll just stop talking about it before he gets back, and we don't have to... Yeah. All right, Curlady! What's going on, Curlady? Curlady's in the house. Curly says, face paint. Life says, that is okay. I'm not saying it again just in case, though.
Just in case.
Just in case. Curlady says, hello, darling. How is Curlady? How art thou doing, my darling? Lady Lobster. How have you been? I am sensational, Curlady. Get your ass back here, Curlady. It has been almost 2 months. How dare you? Life says, but no Archer, being genius with every fiber in my being. Frig that guy. Yeah. Yep, agreed. So anyways, on to things more wrestling relatable. What did you think of the sale of the WWE to Endeavor, which is, of course, the parent company of the UFC? What'd you think of that? Did it tickle your fancy?
I heard that was in the works.
See, they never listed Endeavor as one of the people that were in the running. They kept naming, like, NBC, and they named Netflix. I mean, they danced around with a few different companies. I never saw Endeavor mentioned once, so that was interesting to me. Although, to be fair, I guess the UFC did come up, I guess, didn't they? They did, I think, yeah. But
I didn't know a lot of the
Christian Cool in the house. The mayor of Coolville, the captain of the Cool Kids, leader of the Coolverse, Christian Cool, with another subscription at 22 months, subscribing to the Archiverse TV. And he says, 22, baby, just bring it. We are going to bring it. And I cannot wait to get our regular season shows on the go. However, you are going to get a peek at the new Wrestle Wars Genesis Arena. And, of course, we have a new logo. It no longer says the Archiverse Wrestle Wars. It just says Wrestle Wars Genesis now. We've modified that a little bit. So it is no longer TAV Wrestle Wars Genesis. It is just Wrestle Wars Genesis. So that's probably one of the first things you'll notice. But brand new arena. It looks fantastic. Looks fantastic. And of course you also notice that YTD Academy back to its old roots in a school gymnasium. Of course Glenola will love that. He was very sad in 3.0 when YTD Academy moved from a gymnasium into a studio. So we know Glenn will be excited about that. But anyways, yeah, what did you think of that? Christian Cool, you may as well chime in on that. Wait a minute, are you getting ready to stream, sir?
I got time.
Oh, hey! Yo, you're on the broadcast. Good Lord. For the first time in many moons, the co-host of the most returns at the side of the host of the most on the late night place to be the most must-see show on Twitch TV, YouTube TV, and the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. Archerverse 4.0, welcome back, sir.
How dare you?
How dare I?
Wonder when I'm going to start streaming. I stream when I damn well please.
Well, I couldn't remember if you were still streaming.
On hiatus to come in here and give you my time of day. Nah, I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm not going to argue. People have been stopped by all night long to say hello and welcome back. It's been a good night so far. We literally just got started as far as matches go. First match is just a Legends Championship matchup. Hogan has been ripping up the scene in 2K23, I gotta tell you that. It's quite disturbing. He became the Legends Champion with little to no effort. And then I was watching Punisher. Hogan was in a Fatal 5 on his show, and Hogan won a championship in a Fatal 5 on his show as well. So Hulk Hogan is a force to reckon with this year, apparently. You know what's weird?
Yeah, I was altering my headphones. They weren't coming clearly. What were you gonna ask me right before I opened my big mouth?
Maybe it was about WrestleMania. Yo, The Rock won. We have a new Legends champion. By the way, the Legends Championship no longer just a YTD Academy title. It is currently the only cross-brand championship. I figured, why not open the doors for all shows, considering it's only for Legends anyways. Which, by the way, Christian Hart, after our first ever award show, which we'll still be having likely at the end of the month, people like Alan Severn, Christian Hart, Elijah Archer, and quite a few others will be then able to run in the Legends Championship division and compete for that title against all those legendary villains. So that's going to be fun and exciting.
I like that. That's cool.
It is very cool. We're back to contract cases instead of extra championships for contendership titles. We dropped that. We've got a whole bunch of new championships, this one included. I don't know if anybody's had a good look at the championships. They were posted on Discord, but you'll get a little bit of look here. The Legends Championship that The Rock just won in a Tornado Trap match against Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan. Great first match of the evening.
He managed to find time out of his schedule to do this? That's awesome.
Well, he was going to show up via satellite, but then we offered him a title, and he said, well, okay, I'll show up then.
Fuck.
It was that simple.
They can't even get him for WrestleMania. Man, what kind of strength did you pull?
They could not get him for WrestleMania, but we got him for the return tournament for the Archerverse 4.0. That is just how good we are. And Steve Austin, too, nonetheless. And both of them agreed to have a match against Hulk Hogan, so there's that. Hell, Hulk Hogan agreed to have a match.
I heard that a couple months ago there was a little bit of some kind of issue on the set of Jumanji 8. So Rock had a little bit of extra time on his hands.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's all I make for that legally.
Yeah.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm good. Just nice to see Archer back into the swing of things and
Back
doing what he's doing.
into the swing of things, doing what I do better than anybody else will do it. At least that's what we shoot for. But yeah, no, it's good to be back in the saddle. Good to be back talking to you guys. We got looks like we got about 17 villains in here right now. People have been popping in and out all night. It's good to be. Well, it's just good to be live. Good to be hanging with you guys. We're gonna have a good show tournament. I'm gonna crown the first Wrestle Wars World Wrestling Champion of the new era, so it's going to be a fun time. There's a lot of villains, 8 of them to be exact. They're going to be competing. You're going to get to see the tournament bracket here in just 1 second. Actually, before we continue any conversations, let me go ahead and pop that up and get it ready.
The new game is slick. Gotta say it.
So I was very afraid that they were just basically going to give us a revamped 22. And I think they probably surprised a lot of us. They certainly shocked me. They went above and beyond. I think the expectations are exceeded as far as I'm concerned. There's still a few things they need to fix up. But wow, what a beautiful, beautiful engine. Beautiful engine. I'm very impressed.
I mean, I'm so glad that the company that's doing this visual creations are they're willing to really improve upon year after year, as opposed to just phoning it in. I think it's stellar.
But if you go back a few months, I don't think anybody would have expected this for 2K23.
No, everybody expected opponent.
Yep. Everybody expected DLC content already added to 22 with a few extra roster members and new teams added, etc. And what we got was an overhauled. They gave us. It's a beast. It's a beast. It's working. I've had some issues with certain things here and there, but overall, flow of matches is way better. I'll say so. For me personally, Hell in a Cell matches have not been improved.
Oh.
So,
yeah, I'll give them another year or two.
Yeah.
Because everyone's complaining that Hell in a Cell IRL are awful. So,
yeah. So I guess it's trickling down. Honeybee Wrestling says, yeah, there are some little bugs here. France with 2 L's in the house. Welcome in, France. Welcome in, Honeybee. You've been here for a while. Better shout you. Have we been shouting people out, by the way? Has anybody been on that? Hopefully we've had some shout-outs. Honeybee Wrestling is in the house. One of the best, if not the best, women's wrestling promotions on all of Twitch. By the way, if nobody is following Honeybee, please do that. I would appreciate that. We're a community that likes to follow
Honeybee Wrestling.
Absolutely fantastic. Honeybee Wrestling is, as is her extended community, which also tend to flock over here and check out the Archiverse TV and have a good time with us. So we want to support everybody as usual. So I got to get my Prime membership going again. Apparently it lapsed. I just noticed that today.
I noticed, I knew I wasn't subbed to you, last week or some shit?
Yours lapsed too?
You hadn't been online, so I was like, I just gave you a sub while you've been offline all this time.
Oh, that's who. It wasn't just you. A few people were subbing while the Archiverse TV. And by the way, I appreciate all of you that decided to subscribe to the channel anyways, even though we were not live and doing shows in the middle of a rebuild and a little bit of a hiatus, if you will. Yeah, I was surprised. I got a payout. I just happened to be checking my bank account at one point, and I was out with the missus, and I was like, what the hell? I got a payout from... How did that happen? So I go back and look, and I see people were still subscribing. I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. You guys are all fucking awesome. You're a bunch of trolls and villains, and some of you are even traitors, treacherous little bastards. But I love you all. So that was cool. It was very cool. So I mean, it just shows how much everybody enjoys their time here. So that's nice.
Well, I'm starting to wonder if I maybe overstepped my bounds. I see who I got paired up with. Christian Hart is paired up with Graves. Bastard.
Graves, yeah, Gabriel Graves. I was just actually going to run down the list. Of course, we have the latest incarnation of Poindexter. The Professor Poindexter is now Bat Dexter taking on War of the Machine from the Wolfpack Horsemen. Batman versus Bane. Then, of course, we have the Freight Train. Frank Miller taking on Big Bubba Bruno. Team France with 2 L's taking on Team Soul Embers. And, of course, that's Team Froggy Mothlegs taking on Team Glanola at the top of the food chain there. Team Joe Lake in the house tonight. Nope. Well, fair. Wolfpack versus Wolfpack. I mean, if you're going to have them both in the tournament, you may as well set them off running.
That's true.
Set them off running.
This is going to be an amazing match because there's always this is the rubber match to determine who's the stronger competitor. These two have been fighting since Dexter was a toddler.
Speaking of rubber matches, man, Archer made a comeback because he was in the middle of a feud of his own. Against T-Bar. Did anybody watch those matches? Man, T-Bar actually beat him in the first match.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and then Archer come back, beat him, and then beat him, I believe it was best 2 out of 3 falls. I can't remember if it was in a lockdown or if it was outside. I'm trying to think. I think it might have been just best 2 out of 3 falls. But recently, if anybody's paying attention to some of the first set of dark matches that were put on YTD Academy, Mitchell Vaughn took some losses to X-Pac back-to-back. Back-to-back losses to X-Pac. So we had, today at YTD Academy, we had Mitchell Vaughn versus X-Pac 3. Best 2 out of 3 falls, and Vaughn starched him. So those two are locked at 2 matches apiece. But there's been a lot of great matches, though. Frank Miller's been tearing up the scene. Big Bubba Bruno's been dancing his way to victory. Joe Lincoln has become a tag team champion, is, of course, now shooting for the World Championship, which he technically never lost. He was the last world champion for Wrestle Wars. Drek, the man called Drek, back in action. He just won contendership. He is the contract case holder. Actually, for the YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship. Wait a minute, is it the Grand Prix Wrestling Championship? Did he win? I can't remember which contract case he won now, but he won it today. I think it was the Grand Prix Championship, though, which is currently held by Tony Stone, his actually tag team partner. So Joe Lincoln taking on Drek. We have Big Bubba Bruno and Frank Miller. We have, of course, last but not least, the Iceman Christian Hart against Team Punishers, Gabriel Graves. So it's going to be a fire tournament. And again, there's no champion. We stripped everybody their championships to start the new era, so we are literally crowning a brand new champion for the new era tonight. And that there, my friends, is your new Wrestle Wars Genesis World Wrestling Championship belt. So, without further ado, and before we get back into any further conversations, we're going to talk about WrestleMania, we're going to talk about the sale of the WWE to Endeavor, and a variety of other things. We'll probably get into a list or two. Who knows what else is going to happen. People are coming in. They want to see a show, so let's get the wrestling action on the go. What do you guys think?
Let's go.
All right, so without further ado, first match of the night, again, Bat Dexter from Team Froggy Moth Legs, and taking on War the Machine from Team Glenoa. First matchup of this Wrestle Wars World Championship Gold Rush Tournament. Let's go.
We will grow strong, and our communities will remain strong by our constant support for one another.
And have the tournament. Lovely to see you.
Christian KOOL, do I just find a character?
I may or may not have. I don't know how this engine works. I may or may not have actually turned on their entrances for this. I don't know if they force you to turn them on individually like the last gen, or if it will start properly. We'll find out here. We may or may not have entrances for the first matchup, just a heads up.
No.
At this point, I'm hoping they fix that.
Okay. So I took like a 50-hour train ride to LA, right? It was fall freezing in Kansas City when it started, and it was like 60s and 70s. And
Yo, Mr. Pink Gaming! Mr. Pink is in the house. Did we get a shout out for Mr. Pink? We did, okay. Thank you, Joe Link. Drop some biddies. Oh, look at that. Love the little biddies.
Is Bromer still the bit cleaner upper?
Well, we have not seen Bromer in a while, but he was the one that would broom up all the biddies.
Good. He might just be waiting for him to pile up, and then he'll just get them all in one fell swoop.
Hi, back at you, Mr. Pink. What's new and exciting? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here.
One would think, if that's the case, and he hasn't been around forever to clean up biddies, it just goes to show how many biddies Archer really gets on this channel.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
How many biddies does anybody get anymore, I wonder?
Oh, dude, hardly any.
I think people just like to subscribe more than they like to give out bits these days,
I think you could convince people to donate better than you could give biddies.
Yeah, you might be right about that. So we did start the first matchup with no entrances. Also, I'll have to pay attention to that. I was hoping they fixed that. Like, it's the only match type where you literally have to set the entrances to on as a, you know what I mean? It's kind of strange how that works, but in any case. So, WrestleMania. Well, what do you want to talk about first? The sale of WWE or WrestleMania?
Let's talk WrestleMania.
Talk WrestleMania. Okay, so what was your thoughts on WrestleMania?
Let's talk about the weekend in general. NXT Stand Deliver. I watched that first. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
I had a great time. It felt like the NXT.
It was an awesome show. It really was.
Let's go to WrestleMania Night 1. Awesome. Fucking banger after banger.
Agreed.
Almost hardly a bad match on there at all. It was great. I think the only thing that hurt me a little or kind of disappointed me is that they brought Pat McAfee to beat up Miz, but
I actually didn't have a huge problem with that, only because dating back months, they've actually had a bit of a feud, and, bit of a thing going on. What bothered me about, because night 1, first and foremost, probably should have been night 2, but anyways, we'll talk about that later. Night 1 was at least a 9 out of 10 for me. That was a very well done evening.
Probably one of the best WrestleMania evenings they've ever had.
Oh, absolutely. And for them to get over 161,000 tonight was phenomenal as well. But the only thing is I'm sorry, but the women should have been the main event of that show. The women's championship matchup should have been the spotlight of Night 1.
But here's the problem.
Not the bloodline.
I think they were afraid of someone getting real cooled down, like the pissing match, like the bathroom break, if someone followed after Sami Zayn, Kevin, and Usos. Like, I think that was the big fear there. And that was the most invested storyline. I thought that was a fine main event.
You know what the thing is?
Sammy Roman. Sammy Roman more about the story, but
yeah, that's true. Here's a question for you before we further. At what point did you know Roman Reigns was winning that match?
I went long before even WrestleMania came around.
You know what happened? I think the hype was too much, and they had no choice but to put a swerve there. You know what I mean? Because it was just far too predictable at that point. That first of all, Cody Rhodes never said he'd win the title at WrestleMania. He just said he was going to win the title. He was going to win that title and break the curse of his family. Never said it had to be at WrestleMania. And by the way, that will still happen. But here's the thing: he wasn't first and foremost. And Cool and I have talked about this before. He never once said anything about wanting to win the Universal Championship or the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. He wants to win the WWE World Championship. Right? So, and we know they're going to split those titles up. So I figure after they split them up, that's when Rhodes gets his time to shine. The networks want 2 titles again. They want 2 champions, and because first and foremost, Roman Reigns did not fulfill commitment as far as being a champion of 2 shows and being on both brands all the time, etc. I mean, I know he's busy, and he has done a great job. Let's face it, he's the top of his game, become one of the best heels of all time. And but here's the other thing. He hadn't reached 1,000 days yet. So first of all, I knew they weren't taking that title off at just about 1,000 days. That wasn't happening. And then, of course, WrestleMania comes. Roman Reigns comes out to the ring to about $250,000 worth of pyro going off. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, so they're not spending $250,000 on pyrotechnics for Roman Reigns' entrance to have him lose the title, right? And then of course after he had won, they shot off God knows how much more worth of fireworks. But yeah, that was quite the display of pyro for Roman Reigns. It really was. It was impressive.
Indeed, it was. So my thoughts here was I thought they were moving further, like closer and closer towards like just no brand split and just have the big roster on both shows. But that draft announcement kind of took me by surprise, quite honestly, on SmackDown.
I think if we're going to have another draft and we're going to pretend the lines between the shows aren't already blurred, then we need to split up all the titles again. That needs to happen sooner than later.
So that's why I was taken by surprise, but it's like, because on Monday, after all the rewrites, they had Rhea and Bianca in the ring together, looking at each other, and I'm like, are they going to merge the women's titles too here? Like,
yeah.
Like, I was kind of scared. Like, we're going to have no brand split here. And then, of course, Friday happened.
It did indeed happen. And I'm okay with them. I like the draft shows. They're fun. I mean, we've done a draft show of our own and probably may do another one in the future. Who knows? But
I just want one that's relevant.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. It needs to be relevant. Otherwise, it's really all for nothing. It's just, again, a way of trying to kayfabe blur those lines. You know what I mean? But I don't know. But yeah, they need to split the titles up. But here's the thing. Roman Reigns could lose the WWE title, keep that Universal title. He's had the Universal title longer than he's had both at the same time. So he'd still be breaking records holding that Universal title still, while the WWE title gets to actually be, competitive again.
That's true.
Hey!
Well,
cut the cords? Oh, you gonna cut the cords? I wondered why you weren't back yet. I was thinking to myself, my God, so somebody called 911. I think Glenn got stuck in the toilet bowl.
Well, I came back just in time to see France versus Wells cut my cords.
That's tremendous power.
So I said, okay, I'll do that now.
And he's still able to bring it there. He is definitely
Who is this
cool.
big monster
By the way,
beating up Bad Dexter? Because he has been hossing the shit out of Bad Dexter for the last several minutes.
That is War the Machine.
Damn.
He is a monster.
That's the Wolfman's little brother.
The Wolfman, yeah. Isn't that something? Wolfman's what,
Berserker should
5'8"?
watch this and wonder how he could have gotten over.
Way cool. We have a contender. Remember the old Christian Hart 30 and 30 joke?
Oh, dear Lord.
Well, here's a thought process for you. Froggy decided he was going to date online and found himself... So, not even done yet. So he decided, I believe he said 13 months. Froggy, is that accurate?
Yes.
It was 13 months. So Froggy decided to date online for 13 months. And then they finally meet up in person, and after sex on a train and apparently a very poor dinner, she decided to flip the bill and flog off after 1 week. And I thought to myself, well, that's awful. I mean, 13 months of online dating, and in 1 week, you scared her off with bad sex and a terrible dinner. I mean, that's right up there. And actually, it was Froggy that brought it. Was it? Did you bring up the whole in comparison to the 30 and 30 thing, or was that Granola?
I don't remember that coming up.
It was one of you.
I didn't talk about cool today.
No, I meant talking amongst ourselves that came up, not with Cool. Obviously, he just got here.
No, I haven't talked about cool.
Lies. He's lying. Cool. He was talking that mad
lying.
trash about the Coolverse. Talking about, how the Granolaverse and the Glenalians would eat the Coolverse alive. And no, it was kind of weird. And Froggy and I just kind of sat and played a harp and sang Kumbaya while we're listening. But anyways, yeah, they need to split up those titles. They really do. And like I said, Roman Reigns can still keep his historic run going because, again, for those that don't remember, he's actually held the Universal title longer than he's held both at the same time. So he still continues that mega streak he's on. If that's what they want to do, well, I believe he's going to make a movie, but whatever, If they want to keep the title on him for whatever reason, they can take the WWE Championship and have Cody and Sami Zayn and Kevin and all these great people. Shinsuke just made his return. Good to see Shinsuke Nakamura back in action, by the way.
There is a problem, a caveat to this. So, you split the titles, you do a tournament, do something, whatever. Cody wins it, okay? He gets the title.
Yep.
Roman still has the other one. Here's the problem. Now after this WrestleMania match, and you go ahead and you do something like this, no one is going to give a flying fuck that Cody won that title, and it's because he never beat the actual champion.
Yeah, fair point. All right, before we go any further, congratulations is in order to Team Granola, War the Machine, with a big win over Bat Dexter. So the first contender moving into the semifinals of the Gold Rush Tournament is, in fact, War the Machine from the Wolfpack Horsemen. So congratulations, Team Granola. And, of course, to the Wolfpack Horsemen, War the Machine, moving on after a very eventful matchup, I might say. Although, I mean, as well as Bat Dexter did, I mean, War the Machine kind of bullied him, didn't he? I mean, that was a hell of a beatdown.
I feel like War was on the defensive for the
War
first
was on, yeah.
Two-thirds
At least two-thirds. And then
they decided that he was done having fun.
Bat Dexter awoke the sleeping giant. All right, so the
beautiful gems on
Gotta
the
make sure
most
his
must-see
nephew has
show
had
on Twitch TV.
Improved.
100 bits.
well, I'm going to keep him on his toes. So the next match in the quarterfinals from Team France with 2 L's, it is Frank Miller, the Freight Train, taking on, I can hear myself, somebody's got something going here. It is ghastly. Did somebody else join the broadcast?
No, it's coming from Froggy, it looks like.
Froggy, you savage, you.
You're echoing, bro.
I can, but anyways. All right, so it is Frank Miller, the Freight Train, taking on Team Soul Ember's Big Bubba Bruno to decide who is going to move on to the semifinals to face Team Glenola's War of the Machine. What do you guys think? Who is going on to the semifinals? We're, of course, not opening up any betting lines at the moment, if anybody's wondering. We will open them for the semifinals and, of course, the tournament final. But, for now, just tell us what you think. Sound off in the chat room. Who do you guys think is winning? Is it going to be Big Bubba Bruno or Freight Train Frank Miller? Will the Freight Train run over the Samoan Lion? What do you guys think? Bruno. In the meantime, without further ado, we're going to get these guys rocking and rolling.
For some reason, NXT UK got mentioned in the chat. I made sure to let whoever mentioned it know that we are more over than that ever was.
Sorry, who's more over than what?
We, as a promotion, are more over than NXT UK ever was.
Oh, absolutely. NXT UK does not even exist, my friend, and here we are. Not just the second coming and not the third coming. We are the fourth coming. We are greater than Jesus because we actually resurrected, and we are the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. He is not, so there, we now rule Easter. Thank you.
You made sure I had to hear that, didn't you?
I made sure you had to hear that. It's not my fault you were late. It is not my fault. Actually, I didn't even say that at the beginning. I did not. I changed it up a wee smidge. I changed it up a wee smidge. How dare you judge me, Glenola? I heard that in your voice. Glenola does not like change. He's not a fan.
Clearly.
He is not a fan. 100 bits from Clumsy. Oh, thank you very much, Clumsy. We appreciate you. Thank you for the bits. Subscriptions, bits being thrown around is looking like an episode of Twilight in here. Somebody clean the floor up, please.
Welcome back.
I'm going to go with Frank Miller on this match.
Yeah, there's probably a few people echoing D's nuts. It seems to be like it's been a problem on Twitch for a while.
Then I'm just going to mention Archer, Froggy, cool. You each have a joke time and a tree of knowledge.
We'll get to them at some point. I mean, we're still talking about WrestleMania here.
I know. I'm just letting you guys know so it doesn't get totally lost.
Yeah, no, actually, if you don't mind, in a little while, just remind us of that again so we can fulfill those. I've got jokes ready to go, and of course, Tree of Knowledge, Rotten Fruit, no problemo. I can come up with something. But anyways, so yeah, that was, they need to split the tons. But that was my only thing with WrestleMania Night 1 was that I think that the women should have main evented. But for me, personally, I don't know, I don't speak for anybody else, but for me, personally, WrestleMania Night 1, 9 out of 10, very easily. That was a fantastic WrestleMania night. That said, what did everybody else think? Did you watch WrestleMania, Glenn? Froggy, what about you?
No.
I loved Mania this year. It was good.
Yeah, and just imagine how good Mania is going to be next year, because I guarantee you, especially with Endeavor now being in charge, and they just spent, by the way, $21.8 billion. Originally, it was going for sale for $9.3 billion. They walk out $21.8 billion, and not only with $21.8 billion, with Vince still in charge. That is how good of a businessman Vincent McMahon is. Y'all say what you want about him, but have you guys ever made $21.8 billion selling your company and convincing them you should still be in charge of that company after you sell it to them? I don't care what anybody says. That is fucking sensational.
I think that was part of the deal. I think Vince,
if not, you certainly
well, of course it was part of it. That's my point. He convinced.
He's making that point. Yeah, it's like that's the only way this deal happened was because Vince had this in the writing.
I mean, the deal grew from $9.3 billion to $21.8 billion, and he is still in charge. And Triple H and everybody else still keep their jobs. Nothing changes. That's insane. And
the guy who runs Endeavor specifically wanted Vince to stay because they have an interesting friendship.
Right? And if anybody wonders just how smart the businessmen of the WWE are, there's your answer. Let's see Tony Khan pull that off. If Tony Khan can pull that off, I will be impressed. Let's see him sell AEW for $5 or $10 and stay in charge. So, but anyways, Froggy, what did you think of night one?
I thought Mania was great.
Don't like as a whole, or you thought night one was great?
AEW is better.
We haven't talked about night two yet, really, but
I was happy with all of it.
You were happy with all of it, yeah.
I don't have any super big complaints.
No super big complaints. Well, I mean, I think it was a good year for wrestling fans. That's for damn sure. D's Nut says AEW is better than WWE. That is laughable at best. That is laughable at best. I'm sorry. There is just no proof in the pudding. No proof in the pudding.
What makes that your opinion, friend?
We like AEW, don't get us wrong, but no. Nope.
Dark Dynamite Row.
But anyways, what I was gonna say,
they've gotten a lot better.
AEW's been doing better as of late. I think their match quality's definitely improved. They're doing something differently, that's for sure. I mean, are they better than WWE?
Christian Cool.
I mean, I'm sure there's a small percentage of people that would say that, but
night as well. WW only polls one show one night.
I don't think there's any evidence. But anyway, what was I going to say, though? To do with,
hey, I got a joke. Why is WWE always going to be better than AEW?
Why is WWE always going to be better than AEW?
The number to win a white
because Eddie fucking Kingston will never be the main event in WWE. Enjoy that joke, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what's funny about that is I literally don't get the Eddie Kingston thing. I don't get it. I mean, he's less interesting than CM Punk.
I was sitting here trying to figure out a joke about Shane McMahon and the torn quad.
Oh my God, that was sensational. But you know what? Keep the fucking McMahons off TV anyways. Come on.
Thank you. You know, Bobby Lashley did jack shit. You had LA Knight sitting there and catering. Why not have them beat up The Miz? I didn't understand it. Like, it just
exactly.
Give him something to do.
All right, so here we go. Matchup number 2 in the quarterfinals. Freight Train, Frank Miller versus Big Bubba Bruno. Let's go.
MJF
First
is
of all, I
better
have
than
to
the Miz,
say,
and you know it.
flush BM Punk.
Flush BM Punk. I knew you were going to say that at some point. We all know you're secretly a CM Punk fan, though. Don't lie to us. Lie to your friends, sir.
BM Punk is
If you have none, that is not our problem. Do not cry on our shoulder. Thank you. But, no. I was going to make another point about the sale of WWE to Endeavor, but now I can't remember what I was going to say. But anyways, back to WrestleMania. As far as Night 2 goes, I only give Night 2 like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I don't know. It just didn't do for me what Night 1 did for me. I thought...
It gets a 6 out of 10 out of my book.
Yeah.
A lot of it, there was some poor booking. There was a lot of unfortunate occurrences. And when I say that, I mean the Hell in a Cell match.
The Hell in a Cell match was, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for?
I just wrote it off at once that he let people into Taylor to Balor, which I understand. That was a pretty nasty gash once you saw the photo. Like, yeah. It was, he had to get cleaned up. He could have really fucked himself up in that match had they not come in.
No, that's true. That is very, very true. But I mean, Night 2 just didn't seem to flow as well. I don't know. AEW commentators are better than WWE. I mean, which commentators? I mean, JBL, Jerry the King Lawler, Booker T. I mean, so far, we're not on the same page here. I mean, AEW doesn't have any commentators that are better than JBL, Booker T, or any of those guys, I don't think.
I like Booker T in NXT right now, honestly. You
Booker
want
T's
a
awesome.
good change of pace? He's a great commentator for NXT.
Agreed.
You know what, AEW's, if they would just stop focusing on WWE, they would do much better, I think, but they just can't help themselves.
I don't know.
It's identity politics. They're like this, so we have to be different. But in this case, they're not.
No, that's the thing. They try to sell as an alternative, but there's no alternative there. It's the same thing with different people, and in a lot of cases, less entertaining.
Not that different people. Half their roster is WWE guys.
Well, that too, which is a shame because they had some great homegrown talent.
There is a difference. You get to see a lot more blood in AEW.
There's that.
It's true. You know, there's that.
90% of that is a John Moxley match, but
I have to say I do love seeing my Lucha Underground alums kicking around in AEW.
Yeah, there's that.
Ricochet is one of the only Lucha Underground people to get to WWE and stay there, and they're he's got a lot more time to shine recently today.
Yeah.
They're kind of 50-50. They're really hardcore than him.
D's Nuts says, I will give WWE credit. I've been a fan of WWE way longer than AEW, but AEW is the better. I mean, some people think that. Some people definitely think that. But, I don't know.
I will say, I mean, there's talent in the commentary team. I was just looking at that. You know, the Archivist is my wrestling, very well known. I don't watch the stuff anymore. But when you got Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Chris Jericho commentators, I mean, there's talent there.
If you don't like
my problem.
You gotta give them something to work with.
My problem with AEW is pretty much the same as it was last year. Is that their only real superstar is still Chris Jericho, and to me that's a problem.
well, I kind of like the thing they're doing now is that they're having the Pillars go after
This is the kind of match
MJF.
where you can really push the bounds of damage you can inflict. I'm not saying that a no disqualification match should mean,
which is kind of nice, you know, kind of have MJF, you know, elevate, you know, the rest of the so-called Pillars and try to, you know, make them more stars. So,
Yeah, exactly.
we'll see how it goes.
well placed elbow will get you out of it.
Yep, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of. I wish they would. Like what bothers me is some of their homegrown talent that have still been just kind of shoved to the corner.
Like a Kip Sabian or
like a lot of those guys.
Yeah, there is quite a few. I mean,
Could be what he needed to ignite a rally. A face buster knee smash. That looks painful.
But I mean, like I said, they should just stop focusing. They do too much focusing on WWE. Just run your show. I mean, I'm still interested to see what they're actually, because we haven't really got any clear indication of exactly what's going on with ROH and exactly what they plan on to do with that in the future. Yo, Snorhawk64 in the house. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the welcome back. We appreciate you. It's good to be back. Good to be back. Snorhawk, we were just talking about WrestleMania's nights 1 and 2. What did you think of WrestleMania? Final boss redeemed a silly cool.
No. I still gotta get my fruit or knowledge out of the way. Oh, so I'll just do that because I got an easy one for you.
Oh man, meeting the bear.
I actually have one of those myself. I think I have a joke too, Gawala said.
But so I just recently watched Top Gun for the first time a couple weeks ago before watching Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, got caught.
Is that true?
Shoulders down.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's not true. I can't see you having missed Top Gun.
Yeah, me neither.
I think you watched the original Top Gun in theaters 5 times.
Wow. Or maybe did they? I'm trying to think. Did they have a showing of the original Top Gun running alongside Maverick at any given point? Maybe he watched it for the first time in the theater.
They should have. That would have been a great promo.
It just occurred to me because I saw Danger Zone on the freaking trunks of Bubba. But you're all wrong. I actually watched Top Gun for the first time.
Ghastly, how dare you?
It's disgusting. I've never watched it.
That was a fantastic movie, and the second one lived up to the hype. I was super excited.
The second one, I think I would have probably liked even if I didn't see the first one. But I wasn't gonna not watch the first one.
Yeah, you gotta watch it because then you get a better feel of the story about Goose's son and the relationship between him and Maverick, etc. Yeah, that was a fantastic movie. I've seen that quite a few times.
The writing was phenomenal. I thought it was beautiful, hands down, start to finish. But I had to get that fruit in because I know I gotta get. You know, it's silly of me to kind of leave the broadcast, impromptu, but, I got some stuff I got to do. You know me.
That's very silly, too.
I'm sorry.
Very silly.
It's the lamest, silliest thing I've done, but, it's kind of silly that I abandon you all. And your ratings will drop because obviously your ratings are high due to me.
Indeed.
Go get your tuna casserole and then come back.
Wow, is that your thing?
An appearance of the Cool Wave.
Do said X thing and then come back.
Championship matches 0.
Yeah, there you go. Simple solution.
Simple solution.
Wow.
Everyone loves the story.
Yeah. But anyways, I will leave you all. I will, of course, be in the background. Thank you for having me here. I will be back eventually.
Welcome as always. Appreciate it as always. Enjoy your. All right, what do you? Is it board games tonight?
No. I've been playing Tales of Arise for the last couple of weeks, so it'll be more of that.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, because I played it off stream, did you play the new Resident Evil 4 remake?
I did not, no.
You definitely need to, because I thought you played the Resident Evil games, didn't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah, you need to play it if you really enjoyed it.
It was that good, eh?
Oh my god. Game of the Year contender.
I wonder if they'll ever redo 6.
I don't think so, because that's when they finally fixed the controls. They made them more, modern.
Yeah, well, 6 was ghastly anyways.
Yeah.
In comparison.
But, yeah, definitely go play 4. Get the game yourself if you can get it on sale.
I'll check that out.
But I will see you all. Take it easy.
Sounds good. Enjoy your stream. I'm sure we'll stop for a wee visit if you're still rocking and rolling.
Oh, well, I will.
All right.
I expect to see you there too, Glenola.
I'll try to stop in before I go to bed.
You asshole.
So close.
All right. I'm out, guys. See
All right, have a good night.
And Archer should no, I'm only 18 away.
He's got his best
18 away from the channel plate redemption. Nice.
Have a good night, Storehawk.
Have a good night, Storehawk. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you.
We might be seeing a whole saga written tonight. Everything possible.
Christian Cool has left the building. And so did Big Bubba Bruno's brain. Because Freight Train Frank Miller just slammed that steel step right into his face. Nice. Alright, so what were we talking about? We were talking about night 2 of WrestleMania. What would you have done differently about night 2?
Snowhawk said night 2 was oof as well.
Yeah.
Everybody other titles.
It just, I thought the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns match was fantastic, but let's talk about Omos versus Brock Lesnar for a moment, shall we?
It was pretty quick.
And Omos. Yeah, have a good night, Life. Thank you for being here as always, my friend. You are a great community member. We appreciate you as always.
Just using their foot as a weapon.
I was trying to read what Snorhawk said as I was saying that. He said, all right, heading out. See you next time. And that is it. That is all for matchup number 2 of the quarterfinals. Big Bubba Bruno with a big win over Freight Train Frank Miller. So Big Bubba Bruno will move on to face War of the Machine in the first matchup of the semifinals.
I don't know if the YTD Academy.
Here is your winner.
I don't know if
An impressive win for the superstar.
That is, they are definitely going to have to reinforce the ring for that one.
The Rock. And he certainly dropped.
But congratulations to Team Soul Embers. Not sure if Soul Embers is still kicking around, but a big win in the return of the Archerverse as we attempt to get through this tournament and crown the first World Wrestling Champion for Wrestle Wars of the modern era. Of the new era, the Archerverse 4.0. Back in action.
Have a good night, Life is great.
Joling says, have a good night, Life. Life is hurting us all. She's ambitious. All right, so we'll move on to the third match of the quarterfinals. And here we go. The Phenom, Joe Lincoln, and the man called Drek from Weapons of Mass Destruction. Of course, Joe Lincoln representing Phenomenal Soul. And by the way, did everybody see Phenomenal Soul become the first YTD Academy Tag Team Champions of the Archerverse 4.0?
Oh, lovely. Congrats to Phenomenal Soul.
And of course, Joe Lincoln is still chasing that, obviously, the World Championship that he once held for the very first time. It never actually lost, but as it is, all champions were stripped at the end of 3.0. Mostly Glenola's fault, by the way. He's the one that planted the seed for that. So if anybody is upset with that decision, you know who to message. All hate mail goes to Glenola.
Oh, well.
All right, but anyways, here we go. Without further ado, we're going to get things started immediately. It is the Phenom Joe Lincoln and the man called Drek. Matchup number 3 of the quarterfinals of this Gold Rush tournament. Let's go. And of course, all matches are being held under Falls Count Anywhere rule set for those that are just coming in. It is a tournament to crown the first Wrestle Wars World Wrestling Champion of the Archerverse 4.0. And welcome in, by the way, for anybody that is just getting here. Welcome back. It is good to be back. Good to see everybody. Good to talk to everybody. And if you haven't already answered the question, how has your weekend been? How was the weekend? Good Easter? No Easter? Terrible Easter? Don't ask Froggy. If you're just getting here, he will depress your evening.
It's true.
It's true.
A pretty good one. And it's ending on a high note with the return of the Archerverse 4.0.
The Archerverse 4.0. And by the way, did you have turkey for dinner?
No.
What did you?
There's a new Ashley Sky for you.
T-bone steak for Easter. Interesting. Froggy, what did you have?
Nothing fancy. Didn't
Nothing
celebrate today.
fancy. He had Sugar Crisp cereal and some toast and peanut butter. Delicious.
And some peanut butter spread.
There's Joe Lincoln showing off his brand new YTD Academy Tag Team Wrestling Championship. Honeybee Wrestling says, had a great weekend. Glad to hear it. What did you have for dinner, Honeybee? Soul Embers, what did you have? How was your weekend?
Here's a competitor who knows the value
Soul says there's a new Ashley Sky for you to upload, and that's the only time I'm updating him. Meant to say her. Ashley is in the women's division. Joe Link says, my weekend was good, busy with family. Good to hear. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their festivities. My weekend was all right. Fantastic. What did everybody have for dinner? Ooh, Honeybee had roast lamb. Nice. I do like lamb. I like smoked lamb. It is delicious.
Keeps his focus 100% of the time. That's why he's the champion.
That can definitely happen. That can definitely happen. Ham and turkey. You had both. Excellent. What kind of ham? It was just regular cooked ham, smoked ham, black forest ham. Smoked. What else, he says. Fair enough. And what did we all have for desserts? What did we have for dessert? Did we have pie? Cake, perhaps? Ice cream? Oreo cookies from Glenola.
We are just seconds away from a highly anticipated match.
Yeah, she looks sweet, Joe Link says. I haven't had her wrestle yet, but will soon.
This is a match he's
Ashley Sky, who was actually in a match in YTD Academy today. I believe she was in the women's contendership matchup, which I believe Becky Lynch won. I think Becky Lynch is now the #1 contender for the Women's YTD Academy Grand Prix Championship.
This first round tournament match will help determine the landscape of the rounds to come.
But yeah, anyways, back to the WrestleMania thing. The Omos and the funny thing about that whole situation was, like, Omos was literally manhandling him the entire beginning of the matchup. And then all of a sudden Brock just wins.
Yeah, basically.
You know, that was a list. I did like the following night on Raw, when of course Lesnar comes out and acts like he's going to be Cody Rhodes' tag team partner, and instead he decides to demolish Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
That was fun. So they're going to make Cody Rhodes go through Brock Lesnar before being able to actually beat Roman Reigns, perhaps.
Oh, good. You poor guy. He flattened his face because Drake dodged out of the way of the ropes.
Oh,
I think
I'll be honest with you, I think
mission critical to be adaptable. If it's anything goes,
it is. He's a way better heel than he is a babyface. Nobody wants to see babyface Lesnar. They want to see the monster, the beast incarnate. Name your cliche.
I'm not a huge fan of Brock Lesnar.
Send your opponent crashing through a table, fight up the ramp, whatever insanity you can.
And he goes for the pin.
Guys,
Legitimately a bad.
he is a monster amongst men.
Think about it. His best work. Talk on the mic. He gets to in there. Destroying whoever he's up against.
Yeah.
Trying to step through. Here it comes.
In the
I
most
see.
brutal fashion possible.
Insane.
I think we still have to fix the jackpot too, because it's giving me numbers that aren't matching up with what people like. It used to be so a certain number would come up each and every time somebody did it, but now it's coming up a series of separate numbers. Yeah. I'm still not even sure what happened with that, but I will fix that at some point.
Do you think the people that inspired will be followed as on Carry and Carry?
518.
You had 518, yeah, nice. I mean, that used to be how it would read, but now it would probably come up 5, comma 1, yeah.
That's what it came up 5, comma 1, comma 8.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
I just read that as
back into the ring from the
518.
Yeah, like I read that as 223 as well, but so yeah, I mean, I was not a fan of even having Omos versus Brock Lesnar on the card, and I didn't think it did anything to add to the card.
Over and over, repeated waistlock.
Was there any build-up to that? I don't watch, so I don't know.
Not really.
There they go.
There was, but it wasn't. Like, everything was overshadowed by the bloodline and by the championship feuds, you know.
Joe Link wants to know, do you guys think the people that Vince fired will be fired again, like Bailey, Karrion Kross? I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna get involved like that. You know, I'm sure he's gonna have a little more to do with it now that he can. But I think, I mean, you can't dispute the success in the amount of time he was absent from, you know, being able to be involved with creative, etc., right? So, I don't know. I know morale is apparently kind of low at the moment in the locker room because of Vince being back in power. I did read something about that recently, actually. But I don't know. I don't know if anything, because I mean, as far as they're saying, nothing going forward is going to change from what it was. So we'll see what happens with that. Funnily enough, apparently Vince McMahon showed up night 2 of WrestleMania, and you know, people are speculating that's why night 2 wasn't as good as 1. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
And he throws the opposition back into the ring.
Honeybee says, according to the online dirt sheets, Vince has no longer majority controlled. No, he only has 49%. No, he has 49%. And Endeavor has 51. Unless he sold more shares in the last few days, anyways.
There's still other shareholders, but I don't know what percentage they have.
Yeah, I don't know either. Let's pop up the dirt sheets and see what exactly they're talking about here. See if we can find something here. That's what I'm looking for. See if there's anything. There's got to be something that's still new in business.
Still going on after a maneuver that would end most matches. In the corner he goes, a perfectly placed target.
Apparently Kurt Angle thinks Roman Reigns' 3-year title reign is too long. He says we're not in territories anymore. I mean, he's not necessarily wrong about that, but
unloading on each other since the bell. Just looking for that window of opportunity. And now might be the time to seize the moment. Now's the time to keep
The Rock's WWE return is in question, apparently, for WrestleMania 40. Bailey's WWE status following removal from Raw. I'll have to look at that in a moment.
And just like that, he sent crashing to the floor.
I'm just looking for an article
He has all the time he wants.
that talks about the sale. And oddly enough, I'm not coming up with anything immediately.
See you, Soul.
Soul Embers is taking off, is he? Have a good night, Soul. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you as always. Sir Jack the Greatest. What's going on, Sir Jack? Ooh, break time notice, thanks. I do have to pee, so I will be utilizing that break time soon. I do have a joke time and a Tree of Knowledge of Rotten Fruit I got to get through too as well. And then Froggy has one as well, that's right. So I'll go ahead. Here's one for you guys. When should you take a plum to dinner? When should you take a plum to dinner?
Was ready for that. Just carrying the opposition anywhere they want.
A potluck. Glorola, how about you? When should you take a plum to dinner? Or anybody else who wants to take a crack at it? Sir Jack says, MFing Archer.
Hell of a callback.
Hell of a callback.
How have we not claimed a winner yet? You gotta believe.
Anybody else want to take a shot at that? When should you take a plum to dinner?
Scoop slam sets things up. He's looking a little weary now. Yeah, this is the type
Well, you should take a plum. See how nobody's jumping on. You should take a plum to dinner if you can't find a date. Oh, that was fantastic. Admit it. Thank you. Hold the applause. Just throw money.
I'd have the frickin' afraid to go.
All right, so that takes care of my joke time. Froggy, do you want to let one loose? And by the way, I do mean a joke. I do mean a joke. There'll be no flatulation on the first and return episode of the Archivers TV. That's not happening.
Fair. I'll do what I can. But I am definitely going to make it through the tree of knowledge of rotten truth in its entirety.
You have one of those too? Nice. You have a joke time too.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Oh, gotcha. Nice. That flew right over my head, so therefore...
Should I do another one?
Yes. I mean, we would definitely make Lanola do another one.
Now, Archer, I know you know this one, because we've now seen this movie. But
okay.
Why shouldn't you trust Adams?
Deposited across the barricade. Here he goes for the win. Can he close it out? Stopping the ref's count at 2.
Anyone else? Feel free. Why shouldn't you trust Adams? The Atonement.
Good on you.
Lanola's got to come in and bust it over. Wait a minute. I believe we either have a count out or a victor. We're going to find out in a second. Has anybody been paying attention? Did Joe Lincoln just win that match, or was it a count out, double count out? No, wait a minute. It's false. No, it can't be. It's false count anywhere. So that means Joe Lincoln has just defeated. That was well brought out. I mean, was that a result of the ham or the turkey? Or did you perhaps have tofu?
Yeah, he submitted draft.
Wow. Joe Lincoln, unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Has just beat Big Bubba Bruno and is now moving on to the semifinals of the Gold Rush Tournament. All right. Here we go. Let's move on to the final match of the quarterfinals. So congratulations to Team Joe Link. And, of course, to the phenomenal Joe Lincoln, who is, of course, already one half of the YTD Academy Tag Team Champions.
So France would
it be...
Together,
oh, not Big Bubba Bruno. Sorry, he beat Drek. I had Bruno stuck in my head because he's facing War. And I literally kept thinking that's going to be a very interesting matchup. But yeah, so he defeated the man called Drek from the Weapons of Mass Destruction. So yeah, final match of the quarterfinals. It is Gabriel Graves from Team Punisher taking on the Iceman, Christian Hart, who of course returned to the Archiverse 4.0 to YTD Academy, to be specific, with a whole new look. It's a little edgier, and man, he looked good. Tonight he's going to be looking to make it through this tournament and compete for the World Wrestling Championship. Can he do it? He's got to beat Gabriel Graves first. What do you guys think? Can he beat Graves, or does Graves send Christian Hart home empty-handed? What do you guys think?
I think Graves takes it.
You're going with Hart on this one?
Yeah, I'm going to.
All right. Lincoln? Or not Lincoln. Froggy?
I'm thinking it's Graves.
You're going Graves on this one? Gabriel Graves defeating the Iceman and moving on to face Joe Lincoln. That's your prediction?
Indeed.
To see if champions from each respective
it is going to be a hell of a fight, but I am actually going to go with the Iceman Christian Hart on this one. We're going to find out. Right now, that match is coming up next.
Yeah, I'm actually going to make my prediction right now. War versus Hart, and Hart gets stomped.
Ooh. Glenola says the Iceman's going to make it all the way to the final and get beat up by War the Machine. What do you guys think? Is he right? And then, of course, once the semifinals start, we'll open up betting lines, and you guys can bet on the matches, earn yourselves some Archiverse bucks. Sir Jack the Greatest says, the Iceman, Hart is going all the way. He also says he's all right lying in bed figuring out what to do with my life, so he decided to hop in to the late night place to be, the most musty show on Twitch and YouTube TV, and of course the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. That was a very good decision, Sir Jack the Greatest. You should be proud of yourself. Good for you, sir. But anyways, yeah, I too am going with Christian Hart on this one.
Because they make up everything. Okay, so there I was on the train to LA. It was 2 nights and a day. I wasn't supposed to
and a day.
So I'm in LA, right? Getting a Hollywood. I'm like, man, I've loved movies my whole life. I'm finally going to see a film set, and we're going through. And I'm like, oh, the person leading us through is like, yeah, they're filming the new Jumanji movie. If we're lucky, we might see Kevin Hart, we might see Karen Gillan. You never know. So we get there, and I see this tall, bald motherfucker just stroll out of the biggest trailer on the lot, and just like walk up to the cart doing the tour. Dude's on his phone, not paying attention, and I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna run over the Rock. Thankfully, the driver was paying more attention than Rocky was. Stopped, did a little beep beep, just to let him know there was a whole ass vehicle coming his way. And then immediately, he went from being just a dude on his phone to being The Rock. And like everybody's best friend, taking pictures with everybody. I'll post it if I can find it again. Taking pictures with us, like doing the whole thing.
I'll post it if I can find it again. Doesn't that kind of give the story away?
Look, I'm saying.
How are we supposed to do? I mean, do you think I'm telling the truth, or is it complete bullshit? But I can post a picture on Discord later if I can find it. No problem.
I'll post it if I can find it. I mean, it's on my phone right now, but I'm using my phone for like 2 things, and I don't want to stop being on the thing, so I can go to the thing, and I can't prove it right now. That's all I'm saying. So he's coming and he's taking pictures with everyone, he's talking, he's like blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh man, Rock, what's the subtitle of this Jumanji that you're working on? And he's like, well, this is going to be Jumanji 8. And I go, it doesn't matter what the subtitle of the Jumanji movie is. And then he laughed, and then he stopped laughing, and then he walked off. And when we were done with the tour, I was like, I want to get behind the scenes. I want to see a live film set. That's all I want. This is like 90% of the reason that I'm here. We're going to do this. So I'm sneaking around. I go to catering and I steal a hot dog from catering, and I'm just walking around and I'm just, like sneaking around. Whenever someone sees me, I straighten up and eat the hot dog like I'm supposed to be there, but then I go back to sneaking whenever no one's looking. And so I sneak around and I get to The Rock's trailer, and I see outside of it there's a little package for him.
Superstar switch up.
And it's
Want to
a PlayStation 5
for the day? Type
with a copy of WWE 2K23 sitting on top.
Well, that's one way to leave the ring, I suppose.
And I stole it.
And you stole it.
So a week later, I see the story on TMZ. The Rock flips out on the set of Jumanji 8, the next Jumanji one. And he's flipping out, like he's yelling at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart won't work with him anymore. He's yelling at Karen Gillan. She won't work with him anymore. Danny DeVito comes back for this one. And, well, the article said Danny DeVito actually shut The Rock down pretty hard, so it stopped there. But still, the whole production was like gummed up for months because of this issue. Like, he didn't get the PS5 in his rider. That's all he wanted. the PS5. That's all I put in my rider is PS5 and WWE 2K23, and that's all I'm going to do. And so that it gummed up production for months. And that's why we can have The Rock on the show today.
Sense of security. Oftentimes in a standard match, you can roll out of the ring when you're in trouble, but that's not the case here. You need to treat every setting like it's high risk.
I mean, so I guess at this point we just have to decide not whether it's true or bullshit, because you can post pictures, but whether or not the entirety of the story was completely true, or if part of that story was fabricated. That is the question that arises now. So what do you guys think?
The Rock is a real wrestler.
He is a real wrestler.
Okay. So
yes.
That part's true.
I'm going to say it was true right up until the whole thing about it don't matter what the subtitle is.
I mean, yeah, that part of the story was a little sus.
After that, it's bullshit.
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking the story was partially true, partially fabricated.
I figured you're lucky that Boss Apollo's wife wasn't walking through the room.
Oh my God! You know what? That still stands out as one of the I was going to say the foamiest. I don't know why the word foam was even in my head. Anyways, that was one of the funniest moments in Archerverse history. For anybody that doesn't know, Boss Apollo is a member of our community. Obviously, he's been interactive as a wrestler, signed to a contract. But so he's doing the Tree of Knowledge of Rotten Fruit, which everybody knows is you tell us a story, and you can either tell us a story that's true, partially true, completely bullshit. You can do whatever you want. We have to decide whether it's true or bullshit. We should start doing bets on this shit, by the way. Why we've never done prediction? Yeah, right. Why we've never done a prediction for Tree of Knowledge of Rotten Fruit is beyond me. How dare we? How dare we deny the community extra opportunity? Gaslight. How dare we? But anyways, so Boss is right in the middle of his Tree of Knowledge of Rotten Fruit. Well, if his wife doesn't come home and walk into the room, well, she has no idea what he's up to. And she's listening to the story, and she just turns around and calls him right out on his bullshit story. Oh my fucking God, it was funny. Oh, that was fantastic. Just fantastic. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think he's bullshitting us? Do you think it's completely true, partially true? What do you guys think?
I think he says it's a lie.
While we're waiting for some answers, you could always get your joke time out of the way. Like a good joke. Like
yeah, they make up everything.
One that's funny.
Okay,
one that's funny.
Okay. Funny. Actually funny. Okay.
Actually funny, yeah. Or at least, you know.
I think Christian Hart's going to win this whole tournament. Does that count?
No, because somebody else does too, and they kind of stole the spotlight on that. Yeah, so now it's just yeah. It's like putting on a pair of used underwear. It's kind of weird.
This is where desperation becomes a factor. Time to pull out all the stops.
Look at this. Christian Hart going for a ride here. Gabriel Graves has him up. Uh-oh. Oh, that is power bombed him over the top rope. Christian Hart can barely get back to one knee here, but Gabriel Graves not knowing. Look at that. What is Gabriel Graves doing? Delivering an AKO. Gabriel Graves, did you see that? Since when does Gabriel Graves do an AKO? I mean, what's his called? The GKO? The double G KO? The Punisher KO? I mean, what is even going on right now? That's like move theft. Oh, Christian Hart returning the favor. Slams Graves right in the face with that steel chair. Apparently Graves enjoyed that. He got back up right back up like nothing happened.
Okay. What do you call a South American goat-killing monster with a cold?
A South American goat-killing monster with a cold.
Oh, that's good.
That is.
That's good.
That's very good. So I'm going to go with the Cadbury egg.
He's in total disbelief. That did
Oh,
not finish the job.
clever.
We're watching this
Yes.
total disbelief right now. That was the best weapon in the arsenal. But it wasn't
Whenever
enough
it's
to
very
reach
close,
that
it's a chupacabra.
Oh my God. Oh, that is terrible. Just awful. Honeybee says I missed jokes. All right, hold on. I got to go back here. How many jokes today? Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go. My mom died when we couldn't remember her blood type. As she died, she kept telling us to be positive, but it's hard without her. All right, next joke. Today I asked my phone Siri, why am I still single? And it activated the front camera. Now that is funny. That is funny. I mean, devilish, but funny.
Hey Archer, did you hear about the new wrestler out there?
The new wrestler.
Yeah.
I did not tell us about the new
Name's
wrestler.
Off in church.
Here is your winner, the unpredictable
Oh my God.
Gabriel Gray.
What's the punchline?
Well, when the reporter asked him about his name, he said, well, nobody beats Off in church.
Nobody beats Off in church. Oh my good God. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all for the final match of the quarterfinals. Gabriel Graves did indeed defeat the Iceman Christian Hart. That is absolutely outstanding. So Gabriel Graves from Team Punisher now moves on to the semifinals and will face the phenomenal Joe Lincoln from Team Joe Link. And then, of course, the first match of the night is going to be outstanding. At War the Machine versus Big Bubba Bruno. And I really hope they plan on reinforcing the ring for that, because I got to tell you, that is a whole lot of body that are going to be flying around in that ring.
Indeed.
A lot. But congratulations to Team Punisher. Where is Team Punisher tonight, by the way? Does anybody know what Punisher's up to?
No, Punisher's been in the Discord recently, but haven't seen him today.
Haven't seen him today? All right. Honeybee says, today on a drive, I decided to go visit my childhood home. I asked the people living there if I could come inside because I was feeling nostalgic, but they refused and slammed the door in my face. My parents are the worst. Oh, that's a good one.
Yo, Honeybee,
You're 2 for 3, Honeybee. 2 for 3 is not bad.
You know, the other day I was out for a drive with my friends, and I decided, you know, it's a bit warm out here, so I'm going to stick my head out the window and cool off. Well, we got pulled over, and I got arrested for mooning.
Got arrested for mooning. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The first match of the semi-finals, War the Machine versus Big Bubba Bruno. And as I did say, we are going to open the betting lines, and you guys can bet on the matches, decide who you're going to take a stand with. Throw away your Archerverse bucks on, however you want to look at it. Glass half empty, half full. One little tiny droplet in it. Name your cliche. So let me go ahead and get the betting line open here. Just give me a second. Perhaps I should probably add the prediction back first so that I can actually do that. I don't know why it removes things from my quick edit list from time to time. It's annoying as hell. And that should take care of that problem. Yes. And there we go. Alright, so our first betting line of the new era. The semifinals of the Wrestle Wars World Wrestling Championship Gold Rush Tournament. Who moves on to the championship final?
I was serious about War going for getting the whole thing.
Is it going to be War of the Machine or Big Bubba Bruno? As usual, 5 minutes to make your bets. I considered at one point giving 10, but sometimes matches end You know what I mean? Like, we've had that happen before.
Oh, there was that one match where literally it was still like 3 minutes remaining.
I know.
The betting of the match was over.
And the match was over. All right, so here we go. Betting lines are open as of right now, so you have 5 minutes to make your bet on who you think is going to win the match. Win yourself some Archerverse bucks. You can cause some villainy. You can get yourself some championship opportunities. There's all kinds of stuff you can do, so go nuts. It is go time. But it's also showtime and go time for the first matchup in the semifinals. War of the Machine from Team Glenola. Big Bubba Bruno, the Samoan Lion from Team Soul Embers. 1v1, falls count anywhere. Who moves on to the semifinals? It is time to make your decision. It is also time to get this matchup underway. Let's rock and roll. Let's go. All right, and Soul Embers gave me a break time now, so I'm going to take that break time right now. Visit the little boy's room. Startle my wife, who is sleeping beautifully beside me on the bed, by kissing her and perhaps licking her nostrils. If I don't return, it is because I died a happy man, though, just so you all know. Joe Link, Glenola, Froggy, you'll have to run the Archerverse TV if, in fact, I am dead. Because the show must go on, with or without the host with the most. The co-host with the most will simply be promoted.
Yeah, but
and
you've got the controller. We can't start matches.
Well, just you're going to have to talk to Poindexter about that one. But anyways, I shall return.
Lovely. Well, I've got a stack on War. It looks like we've got 13K on War versus only 1K on Bruno. A lot of faith in Bruno.
I don't like that 13,000.
Bruno has been one of the most dominant players on the roster since he got here. This is not going to be much for anybody. Okay, there you go. 15 versus 1K.
Yeah. Well, it was an extra 2,000 on top of the 12 I'd already done.
Yeah, just to even it out a little more.
Well, text-to-speech is working again.
So, a goat, a drum, and a snake fell off a cliff. Ba-dums.
Oh.
Right?
Well, this guy just won the lottery. As soon as he discovered the store, first in tears. Sobbing like, holy, why are you so upset? You just won the lottery. You don't understand. I'm so poor that when I was a kid, if I hadn't been born a boy, I wouldn't have had anything to play with.
And then cue the whole Tingling song.
And his opponent, representing Weapons of Mass Destruction from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 480 pounds, Big Bubba Bruno.
Guys, this match has the potential to completely change the WWE landscape, and it's because of this level of talent involved.
Oh, I never actually finished the thing. So I did take an Amtrak coach to LA, and everything after that was bullshit.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing, okay. I actually figured this, I honestly told the, hey, tell the audience. It doesn't matter.
He's physically and mentally prepared for the task at hand.
Yeah, like I'm going to win a promo contest against The Rock.
Yeah, you know. That part was a little bullshit.
I did see the Hollywood sign from about 10 miles off, though, so that was pretty nice.
I'd say we've got one of the best in front of us right
It
now.
was like the, what are they, 80-foot tall letters or something like that, maybe more. It was so far off. If I didn't know that the only thing up there was the Hollywood sign, I couldn't tell you what it said, but I saw it.
Back suplex, no! Driven down. Cover. Gets the shoulder. Wow. What's it going to take? I can't believe the ref didn't get two here.
They have a concert. Great White, Slaughter, Quiet Riot.
To the stomach gives them separation. A stalemate of counters.
That's a lineup.
Yeah, that's going to be importing California.
And he's adamantly in control.
This
is what he feeds off of.
Man,
Stop in the leg. He's taking some good hits. Sharp clothesline.
Man, we're just getting thrown around right now. This is not his day. But this is kind of how he started his first time.
And quick getting the arm up. Not even close.
I'm having the issue with my screen.
You know, a Falls Count Anywhere match is a really exciting opportunity. It really allows you to get creative and take the action to somewhere you have the advantage. That's certainly one way of looking at what many would characterize as an incredibly dangerous match type. Oh, an arm breaker.
Yeah, Ward's getting roughed up pretty good.
Behind that attack, exploiting the arm must be the strategy here. Learning words for wear in the corner now.
Oh, and a headbutt from Bruno. That can't feel good.
So we better check Bruno's stall.
Off into the pin. 2. Kicks out at 2.5. Man, you want to talk about thin margins. He leaves the ring and there's no countouts in this one.
I did watch AEW Battle of the Belt.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
What have I missed?
Whip back into the ring.
Ward getting thrown around pretty hard mostly.
I have been catching some of that. Big Bubba Bruno is definitely giving him a challenge here tonight. Definitely giving him a challenge. I mean, to be fair, Big Bubba Bruno was on quite the tear near the end of 3.0. As was War the Machine, I mean, the Wolfpack. I mean, they were catching Demolition, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the amount of times being champions. Now, that included YTD champions, where Demolition have a very impressive record of holding championships both on the main roster as well as YTD Academy. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Demolition, and they've been tearing up the scene in YTD Academy. They just won another match today. They dominated. Very, very good matchup. If anybody has not already seen the matchups at YTD Academy, make sure you go over to the Archiverse YouTube channel if anybody wants to drop the YouTube link in the chat room. And you can catch up on the action that's going on over there.
Tucks his tail between his legs and gets out of there. He's taking this to the
You had to restart your browser? How dare you, sir.
Solid impact. Defense. And a well-executed move we just saw there. Short.
Yeah, Twitch does need to do better in that area, you know.
Well, when I closed out the browser,
These two trading counters, an absolute masterclass.
Lord, that is god-awful.
I hope if I get that job,
It's hard to believe, but it looks like he still has some gas left in the tank.
Now, which job is this?
DDT.
They denied my disability.
He's been put
So
on the defensive.
I put in for a job at the Walmart I used to work at.
Ooh, maybe they'll give you your old job back.
No.
Oh, it's a door position. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is basically.
You'll be a greeter.
Basically.
You'll get to invite all those wonderful people in their PJs in to the opening Walmart cheer session.
This feels so
I'll be able to look
unsafe.
at people and go, "Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out."
Get your shit and get out.
Oh my God! Picked Bubba up and
I know, I
just
see
buried
that.
him.
Bubba, buried the elbow right in the side of the neck, though. big bear claws on the side of the ears. That probably did not feel good. I think War's eardrums literally flew across the arena. Oh, big spear from War the Machine took Bubba right off his feet. Bubba's not done yet, though. So anyways, what we were discussing something. I still have a tree of knowledge of rotten fruit to do too. What do you think?
Oh, and Froggy was bullshit from the time he arrived in LA.
From the time he arrived. Okay, so I was in fact correct that it was partially true and the rest fabricated.
Yeah, but it was the amount that was fabricated that we were both wrong on.
Interesting. All right, so tree of knowledge of rotten fruit. Okay, so there was a time when I lived, I guess it was probably, I'll say mid to late 2000s, like in the 2010s, I'm saying here. I won't give exact dates, but anyways, there was a time where like there was somebody that we knew on the street would have gone moving, and we of course helped them move their belongings into the trucks and trailers they were packing up into to go on to their journey to their new home. I believe they moved to Niagara Falls, but anyways, we were, me and a person, I will say, were left responsible to clean up the house a little bit. And after a long day's cleaning, we found ourselves in the bathroom finishing things off, and we decided that it would be fun to have sex in somebody else's house. So rather than continuing the cleaning process, we decided to just have sex in the bathroom of the other person's house, and that's how we ended our day. Yes. So you can decide amongst yourselves if that is true, partially true, or complete bullshit. But that is the story.
I'm gonna say partially true.
Run out of ringside and back to the mat.
Glenola thinks partially true.
I think it's true because of the intentional vagueness to protect identities and whatnot. That's what I'm thinking.
The identity may or may not be sleeping right beside me, actually, but yeah, no, it is definitely true. That is a true story.
I thought it was true. I just had to say it, you know.
Yeah.
There he goes, right into the corner.
We've had some good times, that's for sure. Who's not having a good time right now is War the Machine, who is about to get, a set of steel steps slammed right into his face. Payback from earlier, because he did that very thing to Big Bubba Bruno outside the ringer there.
Oh my God, what superhuman power.
What were you going to say, Glenola?
Oh, I was just waiting to see when the starts happening.
Oh!
I am with that, where it freezes, and then it jumps ahead, then it freezes.
Right.
He's looking completely lost.
Gotcha.
Here comes another one.
Look at Bubba. Whoa! Wicked power slam by Big Bubba Bruno.
We always talk about Bruno's size, but to be able to pick up War, who is, what, 7 foot almost?
He's got to be close to that. He is massive in size. Guy's a freak of nature. But the other thing we don't talk about is Bubba's athleticism for a big dude.
Yeah.
You know, he can really move in there.
Elbow thrown to break up the maneuver.
This is quite the clash of the Titans.
You'll get those huge
And the
guys.
hits to the core keep coming.
Yeah.
You know, of course, he wasn't, you know, by the standards that we're looking at here, he's not that big. But you look at Mike Austin. I mean, he's what?
Oh, Mike Awesome. I don't know how, I forget how tall he was. Wow, look at that. And that is it. That is all for the first matchup in the semifinals. The winner of the match and moving on to the championship final of the evening from Team Glenola, War the Machine, representing the Wolfpack Horsemen, is your victor. Congratulations, Glenola. War the Machine moving on. Wow.
Here is your winner.
So now it is down to the final match in the semis. Gabriel Graves and the Phenom Joe Lincoln, who is going to move on to face War the Machine to crown the first World Wrestling Champion of the new era. That's the question you have to answer. I have to actually issue the payout for that as well.
Yeah, like I said, he was small compared to what we were looking at there.
Well, 6'6" is a pretty big dude.
At 292, and look at how much he flew.
You know, I actually didn't realize Mike Awesome was quite that light. I thought he was more like 6'3", 6'4". He was 6'6".
But
wow.
That guy acted like a cruiserweight.
And there we go, 16,000 Archiverse bucks were just issued. Payout has been issued. And now we set up the next betting line. So who's going to move on to face War the Machine?
Joe Lincoln. Or Joe Lincoln.
Joe Lincoln or Gabriel Graves from Team Punisher?
I'm going with Joe Lincoln.
You know what, I should probably, before I even open the betting line, actually get the next match ready to roll. That would be a good idea. Alright, let's see here.
Actually, it's probably better to open the betting lines. This way there's time for the betting lines to end before the match starts.
That is true. Why not? Let's get it rocking and rolling. Betting lines are open. Who do you guys think is moving on to face War the Machine for the... to become the first ever Wrestle Wars World Champion of the new era? Is it going to be Joe Lincoln or Gabriel Graves? Of course, if you ask Glenola, he's going to tell you that War the Machine is winning the whole thing.
Yep.
But what do you guys think? But here we go, next match of the evening. Without further ado, let's get it rocking and rolling. Joe Lincoln versus Gabriel Graves. Let's go.
This is going to be a real tough one. They're very, very...
evenly matched in many ways. Yeah,
evenly matched.
I totally agree.
They both had gold everywhere. Singles, tag team, they've had gold everywhere. It's going to be tough, but I've got my money on Joe.
I'm thirsty, so I'm going to confiscate my wife's pop. She's sleeping. She doesn't need it. To be fair, before anybody judges me for stealing a sleeping lady's ginger ale, how dare all of you? I am thirsty, okay? Okay. So there.
Well, I'd say Archie's got balls, but I don't think he will after she wakes up.
Depends how thirsty she is when she wakes up. I mean, do we have to talk about that? Why can't we just pretend like that won't be a thing? But anyways. A little over 2,000 Archiverse bucks are in the pool so far. Come on, you villains, get your bets in. Me personally, I'm going with Joe Lincoln on this one. I think it's going to come down to Joe Lincoln versus War the Machine. And by the way, it'd be cool. No offense to War the Machine and Team Glenola, but how cool would it be if Joe Lincoln won the belt that he never really lost?
I'll admit it.
Well,
Techno Oz and Raiders.
Yo, Techno Oz invading the compound with 17 villains. What's going on, Techno-Oz and Villains? Welcome in. Welcome to the return of the Archivers TV. We had a bit of a sabbatical, if you will. Reinvented, re-envisioned, bigger, badder, better. The Archivers 4.0. We are kicking things off with a Gold Rush tournament, and you've actually made it for the final 2 matches. We are down to the final match of the semifinals. It is the Phenom Joe Lincoln from Team Joe Link taking on Gabriel Graves from Team Punisher. The winner moves on to face War the Machine from Team Glenola to crown the first Wrestle Wars World Wrestling Champion of the Archivers 4.0. So welcome in. It is good to be back in the saddle. We've had a great evening. There's been lots of people jumping in and out, enjoying the show, welcoming us back to the air. So what's everybody doing? How's everybody's weekend? How was your Easter? Or if you had an Easter, if you didn't have an Easter, tell us all about it. We appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you very much, Techno-Oz, for trusting your community with ours, even though they are a bunch of trolls and villains.
The unpredictable Gabriel Graves. Tensions riding high. Plans.
Is anybody else here crackling?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Were you?
I don't know what that is. It just started like a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
I just wondered if I was the only one that heard it. Techno-Oz says, how you doing, Archer? How's the show going? It has been going fantastic, sir. You just did the official first show of the universe for XCWA. Fantastic. Techno-Oz, Archer can be found under hashtag EATAV if you'd like to utilize Elijah Archer in your show. I believe he's already a part of a couple shows, but that is okay. Thank you for shouting out, Techno-Oz. Appreciate that.
My pleasure.
And thank you for the follow, Adam Ugly. Adam, we'll just call you Adam, because that is far too much to say each and every time you pop in. We're going to call you Adam. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate you for the follow. Welcome to the Fam Jam, and welcome, by the way, to episode number 455 of the Archivers TV. This is our 455th episode. We are well on the way to 500 episodes, so welcome in. Enjoy the show, enjoy the community, because we are one of the best communities on Twitch, period. Fantastic and unwavering support from all of them. Whether they're showing up for the live shows or watching the VODs, we have one of the tightest knit groups of brilliant people, very good people. We're very lucky.
And he has free reign of the outside
And I'll be
with
right
no
back,
countouts
Archer.
to
I'm
worry
gonna
about.
turn off my
Happy to be
headset.
here,
Turn
thanks
back
to
on.
Techno-Oz.
Oh, is that coming from your end? I had no idea where it was coming from. It just...
Keep it aloft
Oh, okay.
for now.
All right, yeah, no problem. It could be the headset. You never know. No problem. To be fair, it's all right. Friday I can sail the ship. Adam says, happy to be here. Thanks to Techno-Oz. Well, we appreciate Techno-Oz for guiding people in. Again, episode number 455. We're on the road to 500. We're going to be having our very first award show. This is our third season, our third year of the Archivers TV. We've never had an award show. We're having our very first award show. We're going to be inducting some folks into the Archivers Hall of Legends, and some people are going to be then eligible to start competing in the Legends division, facing off against the likes of Hollywood Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Jake the Snake Roberts, and many others. So it's very exciting. It's our first ever award show. A lot of great people and great streamer teams are going to be inducted into the Hall of Legends. There's been people that have been around since the Archivers 1.0, which is almost 3 years ago. So it's going to be a good time. Hopefully everybody can make that show. We'll, of course, let you guys know well in advance when that's going to be. But I believe it's going to be the end of this month. And we're going to get that award show away. It was actually supposed to be in the Archivers 3.0, but we decided to delay and start the Archivers 4.0 off on a good note and have some really deserving people that have been a part of the community for a long time, have been interactive in having wrestlers ink the contracts and been streamer teams for a long time as well. Subscribe, drop bits, just been unwavering supporters. And so some great people are going to be inducted, and it's going to be a good time. We're going to have some great matches as well. So it's going to be a good night, so make sure you stop by and check out the award show at the end of the month. It's going to be a lot of fun.
He's absorbed some damage already.
TAB.
Zombie Master.
Yep. I mean, you've also got the likes of the Turret Man.
Yeah,
You've got the Terror Johnny Braddock, of course, being inducted with Demolition, who are the winningest tag team in the Archerverse history. And we can do the math on that later, but they have won the most championships, with the Wolfpack, though, quickly gaining ground, as is Weapons of Mass Destruction. So they've definitely got competition. Competition isn't... I mean, I'm not going to say that the competition was ever easy, per se. But Demolition now find themselves in a different era with a lot of young blood, and they are gunning for the top. They all want to be superstars. They want to be great. They want to be seen and worshipped by the fans amongst the wrestling gods like all the other legends. So...
Unfortunately, I don't think made the cut, but
Just
the next time around, like Team Kraken.
Team Kraken, he's been watching the YouTube matches. He does know that the Nightmare Damien had a match and actually became the first YTD Academy Pure Wrestling Champion of the Archerverse 4.0. So again, congratulations again to Team Kraken Skulls. And Techno says Archer has one of the best shows running on Twitch and YouTube. Again, could we drop the YouTube link? Because Adam might want to check out YTD Academy on YouTube. So Adam, here at the Archerverse TV, we have 2 live shows on Twitch every week. That's on Tuesday nights, the Wrestle Wars Genesis, which you do see that ring right now. That's because we're in the middle of a tournament to crown the first Wrestle Wars champion of the new era. But Tuesday nights, we go live with Wrestle Wars Genesis. Friday nights, we go live with the new show, by the way. Our new show is going to be called WCW Super Brawl. We had a bit of a name change for that show. It was called WCW Starrcade. It is now Super Brawl. And that show debuts Friday night. And then, of course, while on the list here, it always does say Saturday, but our YTD Academy Dark Match evening is always Sunday nights. And if we go live, YTD Academy goes live once every couple months. We're going to be having a stream preview, which here, of course, is what we call our pay-per-views. For anybody that's new, we call them stream previews here. So anytime we have a stream preview, YTD Academy usually leads the way and opens the evening, but in this instance we're going to have stream previews that are dedicated to YTD Academy, which is, of course, if we're breaking kayfabe, YTD Academy is to Genesis and Super Brawl what NXT is to Raw and SmackDown. Except we do it better, baby. This is the late night place to be the most must-see show on Twitch and YouTube TV. And, of course, Adam, Techno Laws, and everybody else this year, we are the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. So welcome in everybody that came in tonight. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate Techno Laws, who's been an upstanding member of the community for quite some time now. Honeybee Wrestling, who is, by the way, the very best in women's fantasy wrestling excellence. She runs a women's wrestling federation, so if you're not already following Honeybee, can we get Honeybee's link dropped again? Can we give her a shout out so that more people can join her federation? She runs an absolutely amazing federation. She has a great extended community that also comes here to enjoy our show and partake in community events. So if more people can get on over there and check out the single best women's wrestling federation on all of Twitch, that would be appreciated. Honeybee says north of the equator. YouTube channel collapse too. One of my guys was featured on there during 2K22. Nice. Yes, absolutely was. And I'm sure will be again for 2K23. YTD Academy has already been up and rocking and rolling. There's been a lot of great matches already going down over there. We've already seen brand new champions. All of YTD Academy's championship belts are in the hands of new holders for the new era. So things are starting off very, very well. Joe Lincoln setting Gabriel Graves up for a ride here. Oh, I thought he was going to put him right on the steel steps there for a minute. He just missed the steps. That would have been game over for sure. It is game over anyways, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. That is all. The winner of the match, and moving on to face War the Machine and Team Glenola in the championship final of this World Wrestling Championship Gold Rush Tournament. It is the Phenom, Joe Lincoln from Team Joe Link, picking up the big W and moving on. So, folks, I'll issue the payout for the last betting line. If I don't know how many people bet. The first betting line was about 16,000 Archiverse bucks, but I don't know who all bet on this match. But I'll get the payout issued. Nobody bet on it.
I've been into it.
2 people voted or bet on Joe Lincoln.
Two people. So it looks like about 3,000 Archiverse bucks in the pool there.
2,000.
2,000, sorry. All right, so Joe Lincoln was the winner. So, yep, 2,010 Archiverse bucks either way being issued right now. And I'll get the betting line open right away for the championship final. Just give me a moment.
This is going to be exciting, folks.
And let's not forget that Joe Lincoln was actually the champion in the Archiverse 3.0. Never actually lost that championship belt.
Now, hey, Archer, going into this match, I have a question. Have these two ever faced one-on-one?
These two have never faced one-on-one, no. Only in tag team competition.
This could be interesting.
This could be very interesting. And let's not forget that damage retention is a real thing. So these guys have already been through battles. It's been a war, no pun intended. Well, maybe a little bit. But it is going to be a very, very interesting match because it's going to be who was able to get there on their journey easier. So who did it quicker, who took less damage.
Damage retention is a thing, except since wars come into the Archiverse, it seems to me the more damage he takes, the worse it is for his opponent.
He's like the Incredible Hulk. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, and that's a very scary thing. I mean, I got to tell you, though, it's going to be interesting because Joe Lincoln is no small man. He's a very large man, and as you can tell, since the Archiverse 3.0, Joe Lincoln has put on some beef. I mean, he is looking like a stallion in there. Looking like a stallion in there. But War the Machine looks like... I mean, most people can say he looks like he's built like a brick shithouse. That's not like a brick shithouse. He looks like he's built like, you know, the Eiffel Tower or something. I mean, he is ginormous.
Yep.
He didn't just eat horse meat. He ate the whole horse. That man did. But anyways, I did open the betting lines. You guys have 10 minutes. Because this is the final match tonight. It is the main event of the evening. All of the cookies are on the plate. Somebody is walking out the first ever Wrestle Wars World Wrestling Champion of the Archiverse 4.0. Is it going to be Joe Lincoln, the Phenom, from Team Joe Link, or is it going to be War the Machine from the Wolfpack Horsemen and, of course, Team Glenola? Joe Lincoln, of course, representing Phenomenal Soul, who are already holding tag team gold at YTD Academy. Can he reclaim the gold he never truly lost? That is your question. 8 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Get your bet on. Earn some Archiverse bucks. Get in there. Go, go. But anyways, back to you, Glenola and Froggy. What were you saying?
Got 5K on War.
5K on War. So far,
where your virtual fingers are required.
Where your virtual fingers are required to put money. That sounds dirty. I like it. That sounds dirty.
All right, there's now 10K.
10K. Come on, guys, get your bets in. 10,000 Archiverse bucks in the pool right now.
Yeah, even if you only bet 10 Archer bucks.
Right?
Bucks.
Who says you have to bet a lot? Bet a little.
If Joe Lincoln wins, you still get your cut.
It's one of those situations where a little could be a lot. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know.
You know how your wives are always saying it's the little things that matter, guys. And they're not talking about your penises either, by the way. You know? That's not what they're talking about.
All right, now we're at 2K versus 10K.
2K versus 10K. All right, so we're up to 12,000 Archiverse bucks in the pool, guys. Come on, guys, get your bet in.
15,000 in there.
15,000?
5K on Joe Link.
There's 26 villains in there right now watching the Archiverse TV make its return with the Archiverse 4.0, the first tournament of the new era. There's a championship matchup in front of your face. It is War of the Machine from Team Glenola, the Phenom, Joe Lincoln from Team Joe Link. This is a pivotal moment. This is a pivotal moment because we are going to be sending somebody into Tuesday night, the very first Wrestle Wars Genesis of the Archiverse 4.0 as the champion. Who's walking in world champ? War of the Machine or Joe Lincoln? Get your bets in. Come on.
All right, the total is now up to 25K.
25,000 Archiverse bucks on the line right now, guys. Let's go. You got 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go. I'm not even going to start the match until we hit 5 minutes, so you got time. Look at the screen. Make your decisions. Who is winning this matchup? Is it going to be, I don't know what you call him, a behemoth in War of the Machine? Or the Phenom, the sensational Joe Lincoln, former world champion from the Archiverse 3.0. And, of course, we all know War of the Machine has been multiple-time tag team champion, won singles championships in his run. He is a force to reckon with, as is Joe Lincoln. It is like the clash of the titans. 5 minutes, 42 seconds left to get your bets on.
All right, we are up to 37,000.
37,000 Archiverse bucks on the line right now, guys. Get that number run up. Let's go.
Actually, it's an even 40,000 right
40,000 Archiverse bucks. Let's go, guys. Now we're talking. Run that pool up.
The Archiverse 4.0. Love it.
Let's go. All right, 5 minutes. 43,000 Archiverse bucks. Let's go. Drive it up. And now we are at 5 minutes left, so with 5 minutes remaining, continue to get the bets on. Drive that pool up. Get the Archiverse bucks on the line. That is a huge pot. Without further ado, it is time for the main event of the evening. It is War of the Machine from Team Glenola taking on Joe Lincoln, the Phenom from Team Joe Link.
And we are at 55,000 Archiverse bucks
55,000 Archiverse bucks in the pool with 4.5 minutes remaining to make your bets. Let's fucking go. All right, here we go. War of the Machine. Joe Lincoln, one of them is walking out as the first ever in the Archiverse 4.0 Wrestle Wars Genesis World Wrestling Champion. Let's go.
Truly the genesis of the Archiverse 4.0.
Truly the genesis of the Archiverse 4.0. It is showtime and go time. Moments like this, it reminds you why we truly are the late night place to be, the most must-see show on Twitch and YouTube TV, and of course the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. It is not just because of the wrestling matches being absolutely epic quality, and of course what the truth behind the success of the Archiverse TV is the community members, which is why the Archiverse TV belongs to all of you. It does not belong to me. It does not belong to the co-host of the most Glenola. It does not belong to the co-host of the most. What are we going to call Froggy? We've never really decided. Is he the co-host of the most? I don't know. Co-host. He's co-host.
Alrighty. It is at 60.1 thousand.
60.1 thousand Archiverse bucks on the line. How many minutes left here? Hold on. You guys have 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to drive that number way up and see if you can't win yourself some Archiverse bucks. Let's go. Main event of the evening of the return of the Archiverse TV. What a return. This has been a fantastic night. People have been subscribing all night, dropping bits all night. I mean, we're at the main event, and we are still sitting strong at 27 villains watching the show. And over the course of the evening, that'll, of course, once the VOD views come in, they'll be in the hundreds. That's one of the best things about the Archiverse community is not only are people coming to watch the show live, people will watch the VOD. I guess it makes it different for us, though, because we are a wrestling promotion, so it's a lot easier to go back and watch a VOD and watch a match you want to see than it is for, just a regular, when you're watching a different channel, watching somebody stream a game. A little bit different, I guess, for us, so I guess we kind of cheat the system in a little bit when you think about it. But rules are made to be broken. Unless it's the rules we, of course, set for all of you, then not so much. Then we just ban you. It's been a long time since we banned somebody. We should ban somebody for fun.
Hey, I banned somebody earlier today.
Oh, that's right. God damn it. You were the first... Oh, my God. You were the first person to ban somebody in 4.0. That is ghastly. That is ghastly.
How fitting was it that it was the stalker, though?
We need to find somebody... That is fitting. And I thought it was cool that he even showed up. I mean, I'm honored. But Woozy was not here to enjoy. I wonder what Woozy is up to. I've seen him playing games online, but I haven't seen him on Twitch much at all.
I saw him in Golden Gamer Chat the other day.
Was he in Golden Gamer Chat?
I wasn't chatting or anything. I just happened to see him in there.
Here, folks. Time to fly. Here we go.
Froggy tried to AKO Glenola. Nice. I appreciate the effort, Froggy. Bravo. That is not funny. That is not funny. I congratulate you, and you shit yourself. That is not amusing.
There wasn't any... Okay, yeah, I shouldn't say.
Ghastly. Truly.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is for the vacant championship.
Well, nothing to do but sit and stew until the end of the match.
Sir Jack says, stop betting against me, Glenola. Glenola likes to bet against people. That's kind of what he does, really, when you think about it. He just sits back, he waits to see what everybody else is doing, and says, I'm going to go with this guy, because if I win... And sadly, he's correct way more than he should be. And I blame all of you for your poor betting skills, by the way. Y'all need to get a hold of Mad Chatty.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Mad Chatty still holds the record to this day. And we're at the Archiverse 4.0 now. He holds the record to this day for the single greatest predicting record. Like, he barely ever got a match wrong. Ever.
Is that the YTD Academy belt Joe has?
That is the YTD Academy Tag Team Championship, yeah. He and the Soul Man Jay Simmons won those championships yesterday, I want to say. Yeah.
Jay Simmons, another
Tony Stone. You guys should all go watch the Tony Stone match at YTD Academy when you get a chance. What a phenomenal match that was. Took on Roman Reigns, but of course, I believe it was Jimmy or Jay. Was it Jimmy or Jay? One of the Usos got involved in the matchup. But Tony Stone cleaned house, was able to weather the storm, and became the first YTD Academy Grand Prix champion of the Archiverse 4.0. So congratulations to YT Shadows.
Betting lines have closed.
Betting lines have closed.
The pot is at 60,050.
60,050 Archiverse bucks on the line. Betting lines are closed, but that is a big-ass pot. That is a big-ass pot. Congratulations, guys. That's awesome.
And just to let you know that those who support Joe Link, if Joe Lincoln won or wins, you'll triple your bet.
Triple your bet if you win. Wow. Well, let's just give them a little bit of some comforting news, because for those that came in with the raid, the invasion, if you will, you might not have heard what we were talking about earlier. The Phenom Joe Lincoln is actually a former World Wrestling Champion from the Archiverse 3.0 who actually never truly lost his belt. So if he was to win, it would actually be, and pun intended, phenomenal. To reclaim the title that he lost without losing. Lost without losing. Speaking of, you were saying?
You just got another from Christian Hart. Well, somebody did.
How dare you, Glenola, touch my genitalia using Christian Hart's hand like that? I didn't even... I mean, you didn't even offer me a snack from the concession stands, no beverage, and right to the genitals you go. And I don't know where that hand was. I mean, God knows he was probably touching himself to comfort himself from that loss he took earlier tonight. And then he was touching my genitals. Not just touching them, hitting them, which is not appreciated whatsoever, by the way. What is with nut? Why do people make ball jokes like that? Like, does everybody realize you don't have to hit balls to hurt them? Right? You don't have to hit balls. Matter of fact, you don't even have to flick balls. You don't have to whack balls. You barely gotta graze those nuts. They hurt. You know. So when you talk about anybody, or when even. I hate inverted atomic drops with a passion. It is truly a ghastly thing to behold and watch before your eyes when somebody's testicles are being driven directly up their esophagus, out their mouth, and flying across the ring. It is disgusting. But yeah, you don't have to hit them, flick them. Hell, if you're at a nude beach and the wind blows in the wrong direction strongly on a windy day, that could hurt. So, yeah, y'all don't have to talk about kicking balls, punching balls, stabbing balls, hammering them, squishing them, or any of that stuff. Inappropriately touch balls without warning could hurt even. You know what I'm saying there? So it's just one of those things.
Charlie Sheen still has the best point
Check out this power.
This is Jack says, if Joe doesn't win, he's going to be hearing from my lawyer. I'm intrigued. Could we explain why Joe is being sued if he loses? Because I mean, that's like kicking a man while he's down, if I gotta say.
I think Jack
right?
For Joe Lincoln.
Yes. Okay, gotcha. For some reason, that went right over my head to even think of that. But yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Joe Lincoln has
20,050 on Joe Lincoln, and so that means 40,000 on War the Machine. Nice. We got some War the Machine fans. That, or they're just looking at his sheer size and thinking, God damn, I'm not betting against him in case I run into him later.
I think I know who's the other one. Only two people.
And now gets tossed into the ring.
I think I know who the other one was.
He's on his heels a bit now.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that Joe Lincoln probably, Joe Link. Well, maybe Joe Lincoln did too, you never know. I mean, he was busy, but you know, he could have, like, Bluetooth, who knows. We know Joe Link is probably betting on Joe Lincoln. One would hope that, you know, the Phenom's managerial team would, of course, be supportive and behind his match this evening. But one never knows. Stomping Stunner. Is that a thing?
I think it is now. That's good karma.
He's outside the ring now. Hope he's got a plan.
There's a foot stomp to distract him, and then a stunner.
As a kendo stick is introduced to the
so far, these guys are not pulling any punches at all. This has been bell-to-bell action so far. Or bell-to-rope action, anyways. The other bell hasn't rang yet. Oh, shit. Powerbombed right on the edge of the ring and then whipped right into the side of it. That is ghastly. That is ghastly. Look at the size of War of the Machine. Like, what do they feed that thing? Like, seriously, like earlier I joked about, you know, he didn't just eat horse meat, he ate the whole fucking horse. But I don't know. He might have eaten a whole team of horses, I think. That guy, look at him. It's like somebody chiseled him out of granite.
If I remember correctly, Poindexter kind of offhandedly said something like a cow a day. I don't know how accurate that is, but that was the information that we
I mean, one might offend War the Machine by saying such things. But yeah, no, he is a giant of a man. And look how big Joe Lincoln is, and still the sheer size of War the Machine is still impressive. Oh! Wow, pop-up Samoan drop by Joe Lincoln. Nice move. Good retaliation by Lincoln. These guys are just going back and forth. The struggle for control of this matchup is absolutely real. Honeybeer FC says, I voted Joe. It's me. I'm number 2. You're a poop. Hey, I can say shit. I'm not in the swear jar anymore. I don't have to say poop anymore. Honeybee's a shit. Unless you're doing it in reverse order, of course, which, you know, sometimes does happen. You ever done that? You take a shit and you struggle a whole half an hour for one little pebble turd to pop out your ass, and you get up, you wipe your ass. That takes half an hour because you probably got hair in your ass. Then once you leave, you suddenly got to piss. It's like, what is that about? I mean, the bladder doesn't understand when the colon is working that they should communicate together and work in simultaneous fashion. You know what I mean? That's fucked up. That is just rude. It is just rude. You are following the very best in fantasy wrestling. Who is following us now? The Wolves Den, WWE 41249. What's going on, WWE 4124? We're just going to call you WWE. But anyways, how's it going? What led you to the Archiverse TV? But welcome into episode number 455. You're in time for the main event of the evening. It is War of the Machine versus the Phenom Joe Lincoln. And this matchup is to crown the first Wrestle Wars Genesis World Wrestling Champion of the Archiverse 4.0. We are returning tonight after just about a 2-month sabbatical. And we have gotten bigger, badder, better, but welcome in. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, the late night place to be, the most musty show on Twitch and YouTube TV, and of course we're the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. So thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Fan Jam. Enjoy the remainder of the main event. This is the final match of the night, but good news. You got some matchups to catch up on over on YouTube if anybody wants to drop the YouTube link. YTD Academy. We have dark matches going on there all of the time that help, of course, feed our 2 main roster shows, which is, of course, Wrestle Wars Genesis Tuesday nights and WCW Super Brawl on Fridays. And, of course, Sunday night is going to be our designated YTD Academy dark match evening, although we do tend to have periodical matches throughout the week as well. But it is a great place to be. We have one of the greatest communities you will find in all of Twitch. Brilliant people. We have a lot of talented people in our community that have channels of their own. They are great variety streamers. In some cases, some of them are just RPG, JRPG. Some of them are platform. We have a lot of talented people. Great community with unwavering support. So you've reached a great community to become a part of. So again, thanks for following. Welcome to the Fan Jam, and welcome. But as I was saying, good news is you'll see us again Tuesday night for the very first Wrestle Wars Genesis of the Archiverse 4.0, and we're going to have some championship matches all night long. It is going to be a great evening.
That is all.
Wow. The match has come to a close, and we have ourselves a brand new Wrestle Wars Genesis World Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, the man from the Wolfpack Horsemen from Team Glenola, War the Machine, is your new World Champion.
What do you call that?
Wow. Congratulations to Glenola and War the Machine, the first Wrestle Wars Genesis World Champion of the Archiverse 4.0. What a fantastic night.
Pencil next.
Uh-oh.
Congratulations, War. Welcome back, Archer. The Wolfpack is going to be running crazy Friday night. Wolfpack ladies on Tuesday nights going to be destroying the Archerverse competition. And something very special is coming down the line. So just keep on showing up and having the time of your lives.
A wee visit from the Wolfman we had there, Froggy.
Yeah. Ooh, he snuck up on us on that one.
He always does that. I mean, I can only imagine the look on Glenola's face when he just comes up from behind, steals the microphone away. Or in his case, it's a headset. That's probably why he has so many headset issues between War the Machine and between Alan Severn. Messing around with his electronics. That's not good. They're not good with the electronics. So something interesting coming down the line, and of course Alan Severn apparently happy with his little brother. Isn't that still funny to think? Because Alan Severn's only about 5'8". He's just a little guy. I mean, he is a big little guy. Don't get me wrong. He's we always say he's one of the biggest little men in the business. But War the Machine is gigantic. He is gigantic. But anyways, brand new world champion. It is War the Machine. What an evening. What a return. It is great to be back. Great to be back in the saddle. That was a fun evening. A lot of great matches, starting with the Legends Championship matchup that opened the show. We have a brand new Legends champion. We now have a brand new Wrestle Wars World champion. We had people subscribing. We had people dropping bits in the channel. It was a fantastic night with a bunch of fantastic people. And, yeah, I don't know how to thank everybody enough. I mean, I was gone for almost 2 months, and you guys all flocked back like I never skipped a beat. But it was for good reason. I had a lot going on, but then I also had to rebuild into the Archiverse 4.0. I wanted to make sure things were built properly with good quality so that we can continue to have great shows with great matches with a bunch of great people, whether I be creating wrestlers for them or they're finding their own wrestlers to ink the contracts. We are going to continue to hold our status as the late night place to be, the most must-see show on Twitch and YouTube TV, and of course the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. And of course, Froggy, Glenola, thank you guys for being here. It was a fantastic evening, and we'll of course see each other Tuesday night when we kick off our regular season shows live here on Twitch for the first Wrestle Wars Genesis of the Archiverse 4.0 championship matches all night long, and that does include our new champion is going to be being forced to defend his title in his first night live on Wrestle Wars Genesis. So, that is it. That is all for episode number 455. We'll see you for 4, 5, 6. And then 7, 8, 9, and it was a good time. But that's a story for another time. We'll see you all Tuesday night. Thank you, as always. We're going to raid out. We're going to go invade Christian Cool and see what he's up to. And enjoy the cool verse. I might want to actually do the raid properly. Hold on.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Hell of a night.
It was a hell of a night. What a return. What a fantastic evening. But Christian Cool's been a member of the Archiverse community since the Archiverse 1.0. He's a good buddy of ours. We, of course, know each other in real life as well as online, as well as Glenola and I, and many of us have gotten to know each other much better. We all like to consider ourselves family, and that we are. Again, one of the greatest communities in all of Twitch. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the good time. Thank you for the welcome back. Again, the return was phenomenal. It feels great to be back in the saddle.
I have to say this. First show back. Thank you, Archer.
Oh, good God.
Thank you, Archer.
Thank you, Archer.
But I appreciate you all, and we are going to invade Christian Cool, who's himself been an unwavering supporter, follower, subscriber, friend to both myself and many in the community. So let's pay him a visit. If you aren't already following Christian Cool, make sure you do so. But it is now invasion time. We'll see you Tuesday night. First live Wrestle Wars Genesis of the Archiverse 4.0. Thank you all. You're awesome, amazing. Stay brilliant, stay cool, and let's go visit Cool. Let's go.